Okay, I gotta stop that. I gotta stop. Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. You know what happened today. Let's talk about it. In honor of the Georgia Seal materializing again, I figured I'd just play my little stupid video with the Georgia Seal. Dang, I did not think that was going to happen. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about tonight. So I want to say thank you, everybody who's already tapped in. Thank you, everybody who's jumped into the live stream, the best live chat on the internet. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much to D, who is definitely the stream sponsor with the very gracious super chat, or rather Cash App. Thank you so very much for the support of the channel and what we're doing over here. Thank you so very much. And if you would like to get jumped in to the best live chat on the internet, initiation fees are very simple. You don't even have to pay the $25 initiation fee like they have in YSL. All you got to do is hit that like button and jump up into the best live chat on the internet. Thank you so much for stopping by today. All right. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. I know you all are in a lot of different places. I've been listening to a lot of you all, and you all are all over the place. And some of y'all are in good places, some of y'all are in bad places, some of y'all are all over the place. So we are going to talk about it. And what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about the plea deal of Mr. Nichols that has now kicked off what's probably going to become be a plea deal palooza. I'm just telling you this right now. I still don't think this case is going to, I don't think we're ever going to see the jury again. But, you know, hey, I didn't think we were going to see Inside of One Charlie again. And look where we are. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But I want to, in order to maybe lighten up the mood a little bit before we jump into this whole thing, if you watched the trial today or watched court today, most of you all were on pins and needles at 1:00. Judge Whitaker did something different. She did something a little bit strange, if you will, something a little bit unique. She didn't start off by talking about what we thought she was going to talk about. She came in talking about journalists. Okay. And two particular journalists, the infamous Sylvia, as well as Dennis Byron. Now, you may or you may not know him. He's a famous journalist, photographer and journalist. He's been doing a lot of good work and such like that. I check him out, but I don't really follow him now. I will be following him now, but he's a pretty popular journalist here in Georgia and in the legal space and the hip hop space in general. And both of them got called up to the podium, and Judge Whitaker had to burn her saddle. And she said emphatically that they had violated their Rule 22s, and that they would no longer be able to video or use photograph or even use electronic devices in One Charlie anymore. But she let them finish today, but she said they're not going to be able to do that moving forward. So that was kind of weird. You're like, whoa, okay. And you're like, well, what did they do? Apparently, they were being accused of taking pictures or photographs when Judge Whitaker is not in the courtroom. I didn't know that was a big deal. I accepted, but I didn't know it was a big deal like that. So that was the big brouhaha. Well, I just kind of immediately thought both of them were being reckless. Both of them did the wrong things, so on and so forth. Well, it might not really be like that. So Brother Dennis, again, I don't really follow him like that, but I do know of his work. So shout out to Dennis Byron. He was still at the courthouse. He was allowed to film for the rest of the day, but tomorrow he would have to be in the media room. He came on the lead attorney today, and he kind of broke down some things. Now, I want to go ahead and look at this because I want to talk about this is the fear that I've had that the new media, and I call, YouTubers and bloggers and podcasters new media. The new media are public enemy number one in that courtroom. I'm sorry. And I think this is a good example of that. I don't know what the infamous Sylvia did, but Brother Byron explains what he did, and it is categorically, unquestionably a setup. And I want to give you a chance to hear what he had to say. He's talking to lead attorney and AV to the seventh power. And it was a really interesting conversation. But he also talks about some other things that might be interesting to you, like who else might be getting ready to plead and so on and so forth. So there was a lot of good information in this little 15-minute talk. So I'm going to bring it in a second and give y'all a chance to hear if you didn't already hear it. And I just want to give you a chance before we jump in and start talking about what we think about this plea agreement and such like that. I figured this would be a good way to kind of ease into it. Dip your toe in there, get your foot in that water. It's a little hot. Make sure it's the right temperature, and then we jump in with both feet. All right. Before we get there, thank you so much, Mandy, for the very kind 5 memberships that she just dropped. Thank you so much for jumping in 5 new gang members. I appreciate that. And if you did get a membership, gifted a membership from Mandy, could you please just tell her thank you? Go ahead and put Mandy in the chat and say thank you, Mandy. I really do appreciate that. It's very kind of you. And I appreciate you doing that for the team. All right, let's go and bring this in and let's talk about it. I'm going to probably just let them just talk. They're having a conversation with Brother Dennis. He was leaving the courtroom. He's sitting in his car. And it was a good conversation. Lots of good information that I think we can all use. And it might be helpful because we're getting it from a boots on the ground representative. So let's go.
For coming up, let everybody know what your channel is, kind of your background.
First of all, my channel is at Mr. Dennis Byron on YouTube and at Hip Hop Inquirer. And you can find me under the same name at Mr. Dennis Byron across all platforms. Media, I've been in media for 30 plus years. I follow the rules. I know what the rules are, and I don't break the rules. And we have an affirmative defense to what happened to that, ladies and gentlemen.
So
of course we do.
Okay, so let's talk about it, because I saw you and Sylvia were up there, and I know when she said Miss Sylvia and Dennis Byron, I know when you heard your name called up to the altar, I know you were like, what is this? What is this?
He says, see, AV, he says the altar. You're trying to marry me off with the woman that was
Listen, I always say y'all are the biggest frenemies on YouTube. Y'all act like y'all got some beef. Y'all love each other. Somebody write Sylvia and Dennis, man. The biggest fucking frenemies. I love y'all.
Listen, I have an exclusive before we go into the story.
Okay, talk to me.
Last thing she said to me in the courtroom before we left was, unblock me.
Oh, when you're frenemies, when you got them blocked. Oh, I love Dennis. I love Sylvia. I was telling them when the 3 of us went to that Jamaican restaurant, and I got that damn Jamaican chicken. That shit gave me bubble guts. So I said, I gotta get up out of here. But shout out to Sylvia and Dennis. Okay, so we were talking to the Fit Lawyer ATL, and she filled us in on like the legal stuff. But then there was a time when everybody was allowed into the courtroom.
Absolutely.
And when everybody was in there and set up, and it looked like we were about to take the plea, first things first, some administrative business, some housekeeping. And the judge said, Dennis Byron, infamous Sylvia, can you come up? And start us from there. Kind of, what were you thinking? Did you know what was up? Did you have a heads up? Kind of talk to us about that.
Well, I know I didn't have a ring in my pocket, so I know she wasn't officiating anything that had to do anything romantic. So I said, okay, what the heck is going on? But our situations are separate. I want people to understand that my situation is totally separate from hers. And I'm gonna give you guys the exclusive background. It's sort of exclusive. I spoke about it earlier. I took a picture of Young Thug in the courtroom on Thursday. If anyone remembers, the picture went viral. It's on TMZ. It's published everywhere. I'm in the courtroom. Now, this is what people don't know. So I'm the first one in the courtroom. I'm setting up my tripod. I didn't even take my camera out the bag. And an official asked me to take the picture of Young Thug. They pulled the shirt out the bag and asked me to get it on TMZ. An official that works in that courtroom. So I'm like, are you sure? She said, yeah, take the picture now. And that's why the picture's not even in full focus, because that's not my best work at all. So they asked me to take the picture. He didn't have the shirt on. He had his regular clothes on. He put the shirt on. Now, I want people to remember how this trial's been going.
Okay, real quick, just in case you're not familiar with this shirt, because I didn't know what shirt he was talking about either, but this is the picture that he's talking about. This is the shirt. It's a hoodie by his brand that says "I love Mariah" because his girlfriend Mariah, the scientist, name of course is Mariah. So he has this shirt available on his website. I had to admit it's kind of dope, but I can't be rocking around here with a "I love Mariah." I need a "I love Lady Dear Woke Christian" shirt. So hook me up, brother. Let's make it happen. But this is the infamous shirt that they're referring to. This Young Thug. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Young Thug was wearing this shirt, and again, it just says "I love Mariah" on it. Grab this one. It was on TMZ. I did not know it was this big of a deal. I did not know. Okay, so this is the shirt, and that's it. So that's the shirt, and you don't even see it. Let me bring it back up. Sorry about that. All right, this is the shirt that they're talking about. I didn't know it was that big a deal. Like, okay, but I mean, it does look kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie, I like it. But all right, so that is the shirt. So now you have a little bit more context. Hopefully that'll help you as we watch the rest of this with brother Dennis. Shout out to Dennis and lead attorney as well as AV to the 7th power. Here we go. Let's go.
Thugs never stood up the way he's standing up for a photo. They set the photo up for me to take the picture.
Wow.
Everyone. I didn't break
Yo.
I was told to take the picture.
You were framed. Oh my! It was entrapment.
No, so listen, this is very important. The person that told me to do it was standing right in the courtroom and say nothing. So you know me, I'm already texting my lawyer when I get back to the, I'm not gonna say anything yet. I'm waiting for this person, Yana. I told him to take the picture. Here's the problem. They broke protocol. They were doing something to show some love for him. They broke protocol, and they used me so they can get a message out to Mariah the scientist. You think I'm just going to take a picture, knowing what the rules are? My defense is I'm assuming they got clearance for me to take that picture.
Right.
They are in charge of the courtroom. Do you think they're going to let a reporter come in here with a big, long lens camera and just have him stand up and take pictures without them in the presence of authorities? Of course not. So it was a nice setup, but we are going to talk about it. And
wow. Okay. Let me jump in. So Mariah the scientist is Young Thug's girlfriend. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so what you're saying is when you were in there, one of the do you remember what day this was that you took the picture?
This was Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. So one of the officials asked you to take a picture of Young Thug as he put. Oh, because I did, because that photo is viral. And I remember I was looking at it yesterday, I think, or the day before, and I saw that he was wearing like a hoodie that said, "I love Mariah."
No one else has the shot. I took the shot.
Oh.
So it went viral. I have over 1 million views on it myself.
Wow.
So it's published everywhere. So people are wondering how he was the only one that got the shot. It wasn't I snuck the shot. I was told by the official to take the shot.
Oh my goodness.
Lee, I know I don't break the rules.
You don't.
I've never been sanctioned by any judge.
You don't.
Been covering that courthouse for 20 years. So I'm like, wait a minute, don't play with me now. Judge, did you she didn't even ask me any test questions or say, Mr. Byron, well, this happened on this date and I wasn't on the bench. Okay, you weren't on the bench, but you sure had people in the courtroom.
Right. And I saw when both you and Sylvia were up there. When the judge was finished, she walked out, but you were kind of lingering at the podium like you had something to say. You were lingering.
I had something to say. And shout out to Maurice for getting my best angle. That's the camera guy, law and crime. But I did have something to say, but I said, let me wait. Let me get the attorneys involved, and then let's address this properly.
Right.
Because you just don't single out. And they see my work. They tell me. They see my work. This is not a mistake. And it was intentional because I also peeped her legal's the clerk, not a clerk, but her law assistant. I peeped her. I saw the grin on her face too. And I took another picture previous that was allowed, and I had them both in the background. Her and the sheriff that had a little.
You know what? I just thought about it. Let me show you what actually happened. I didn't actually show you. I kind of assumed that you saw what happened. Maybe you didn't see it. So let me bring it in real quick. And it's just 90 seconds. But real quick, this is actually what happened that Dennis is talking to lead about. Let's go.
All right, so for both of you, I am sorry to have to say this, but I am going to be entering in order modifying each of your Rule 22s. It has come to my attention and I have confirmed that each of you has been recording in the courtroom while I have not been on the bench, and that is a clear violation of Rule 22. And so you may record today's proceedings, but after today, if you want to record, you're going to have to do it from the media room. You may be in here in the courtroom as a spectator without any recording equipment, or you may be in the media room to record, but no more with your equipment in the courtroom because y'all have both recorded things that you're not supposed to be recording based on Rule 22. So I'll enter those orders today. Thank you. All right. It is my understanding that we have a plea to be tendered.
All right. So that was the infamous. Okay, so that's what happened. Now, Jason, now you can bring back in Dennis, AV, and lead. And now we have context, and now it all makes sense. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Here we go. Finish up.
Issue with. So I said to him today, I said, I know you had something to do with this. I told him, I said, I know you had something to do with this. And he said, I didn't have nothing to do with that. So I turned around and I busted around, turned around again. He was smiling. I turned around quick. He was smiling. Dude, come on.
Really?
I'm not slow. I know what's going on. But,
do you? Why did the official want you to take the picture?
Because it was Mariah DeScientist's birthday on the 27th, that following Sunday, and they want me to take the picture. And they asked me, please get this on TMZ.
Oh,
they asked me to do this.
So it was like a message to Mariah for her birthday, and the hoodie said, "I love Mariah."
Yes.
Oh.
So
okay.
I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm shocked. I'm like, the officials in the courtroom. You didn't say anything. You're like, Leon, I told him to take the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, don't play with my name now.
Right.
Because I didn't call the person out yet, but it's going to get resolved. I talked to another judge, and they communicated to this judge, say you'll be okay.
Oh, that's awesome. That's because yours is going to be resolved. Because what did the judge say? What was the judge's ruling? What did she say?
She modified it. Mm-hmm. Oh, you can come back in the courtroom, but you can't bring in electronic equipment in.
Oh, so you would basically be coming in like a public, like a spectator.
Yeah. I'm like, Your Honor, I cover federal cases. You're not saying anything. I got photos of everyone in the courtroom.
Right.
It really doesn't matter.
And so I didn't even know about the rule about not taking pictures or photos when the judge was not there. Was that something that y'all were explained? Because I've never heard of that.
No. We know that it's the rule, but if you have a superior in the courtroom who has to enforce the rule, who tells you to break the rule, then who does it fall on?
Right.
That's my defense.
I agree. I
mean, I think my attorneys are pretty smart. Shout out to Attorney Brittany Dobbins and Attorney Maui Davis.
Yes.
We're not playing these games.
I feel you. And so since you and Sylvia were called up at the same time and addressed as one, it kind of seemed like y'all were in the same boat. But what you're saying is there were two different things.
And you make a good point, because before, if you remember what happened before, the judge called up individuals.
Exactly.
He made it a business to call us up together. To make it seem like we were acting in concert to do something nefarious. That never happened. I don't know what she is alleged to do, but she still has, and people say don't defend her, she still has the right of due process.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't due process, neither way.
Right. Were you able to talk to Sylvia about what this means, or what she thought, what were her feelings on it?
Well, I didn't get a chance to talk to her. I just got, unblocked me. So
did you unblock her? Please unblock Sylvia. Y'all,
Peace.
Okay, we need peace in the streets. All right, unblock Sylvia so y'all can talk. Because no one is more professional, no more as a journalist. If she could absolutely use some words from you, your perspective in this. She's got a great heart. So go to unblock Sylvia. and talk about it. So when do you think your situation will be resolved? Do you think it'll be resolved by tomorrow? Because
it can. I have to check. Check with my people to make sure their schedule is good, because they handle $1 million cases.
Right.
So this is something that I wasn't expecting this. But think about this also, Lee. She allowed me to continue recording. So if I was really doing something flagrant, then why am I still recording?
That's a great point. That is a great point. Because it would have been more logical for her to say that's it, but to allow y'all to finish the day, it was really interesting.
No, if you read the room, it was done. It was first of all, you're excluding a member of the press who has a very big audience that you don't think this is going to raise other people. I've gotten calls from CNN and the other outlets. Listen, what's going on? No, they ready. They know how I get down. They know I don't break rules. Right. I've never had an issue with not one judge in there covering cases.
You're right. You're exactly right.
This is a debacle to me. Like, what are you guys doing here? Like, and the people that probably knew it was going to go down, because let me tell you what happened. They told law and crime to come in first. We're going to do this in order. So we have a list. We have a sign-in list. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 people that were first allowed in there. Maurice came in first. Maurice came in, then Sylvia, then one other media outlet, then myself. And I didn't get a chance to even get my seat warmed up.
When you knew, when the judge, as the judge was talking and you were listening, did you know what she was talking about? Did you know immediately?
Absolutely. You know how I did a process of elimination. We have not been back in the court since that day I took the picture. So what other video could I record it?
That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. And it's really like entrapment, because you were told to do something that, really shouldn't have been done, but you were asked to do it. So you did it. And now the judge is trying to sanction you.
Right. Because I guess if the judge didn't green light that, then she's wondering, how did this guy take this picture and I wasn't on the bench? And you would think the person who told me to take the picture would have said, Your Honor, I told him to do it. So then if you're sanctioning me, I guess someone else needs to get a little.
Right.
That's interesting, because wasn't it a deputy that was the one behind the secret meeting and the one that leaked the information in the summer? So what's going on with the deputies?
Yes. And you've had some run-ins, not run-ins, but some little conflicts with some of these deputies, right? And I think Sylvia has, I don't know if Sylvia has, but I think one of y'all had Sergeant Ingram or something like that.
Oh yeah. I put his, I posted his picture on Twitter because he let me tell you something, that picture went viral too. And they were calling me on Saturday, D, what are you doing? He made a mistake. They would get, and they say, listen, if you felt he did you wrong, file an official complaint. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I did what I wanted to do. I'm not going to try and have the guy lose his job. I'm going to call you out because you were totally wrong and you went to the wrong person and you should have dealt with that. But it's a lot going on behind the scenes. And if they can effectively get more members of the press out and have one camera in there, which is now the case, then now you control access under the guise of violating a judge's order. Now, if I was intentionally set up to take that picture, then I'm going to file an internal review complaint against the person and let them deal with that.
And yeah, it sounds like you would have some good grounds. Are you going to show up tomorrow to see, or are you going to sit it out tomorrow? What do you think you're going to do?
I ain't never scared.
He said, I ain't never scared.
Uncle D is never scared.
It's true. I saw him about to come to blows for choke no joke. What?
Right. I come to, this is my business. You're not
my goodness.
Your Honor, respectfully, Judge Whitaker, I respect what you do. And all I say, y'all got to respect what I do. And if I've had countless Rule 22s, have never had an issue with a Rule 22, don't go out like this and don't have me looking crazy like I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing. You need to check the person that is designated to do their part. They were trying to hook Doug up, and they did something. It was like a soft graft. They was trying to show a little favor. I get it, but don't listen. As long as I don't get no blowback from taking that shot, I'm okay with it. But I got blowback, so now you guys gotta get blowback. Right.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, these dang deputies and the judges, they're like this, right?
Absolutely.
So that's the thing. And
listen, Listen, Sergeant Ingram, Sergeant, I saw your little grin, by the way, sir. I saw what you did.
Calling him out. All right,
I saw what you did.
out.
And I know what your DD-214 look like too. Anyway, let's go.
Oh, all right,
All right, Dennis is thugging out here.
Investigating. Well, listen, thank you so much, Dennis. It's obvious that your situation was unjust, and you've got the attorneys on it, and I'm sure it's a big misunderstanding. I'm sure the judge doesn't know the full scope of what happened. So once the judge finds out, she's gonna be like, oh, okay, don't worry about it. Is something gonna happen to the officer? No. But at least you will be okay, and you will be allowed to.
That's all. And I just wish people, she had a duty of candor to tell the judge this.
Mm-hmm.
Yana, Mr. Pine didn't do nothing wrong.
So my friend.
Yeah. Shout out to Rich Life. Rich Life says that sweatshirt now selling for $4,300. Okay.
Oh, listen, yo, Lee.
You made it viral.
Lee, they were putting ads over. I'm like, wait a minute. You're putting ads over. Can I get some of this?
Okay, you were putting you made it go viral. Shout out to Rich Life. Yeah.
You're gonna be there tomorrow. What time are they starting?
I think they're gonna start 9 o'clock. Yeah, I interviewed Doug Weinstein just a minute ago. Or I interviewed him off camera, so I'm gonna have that out later today. But they will continue. And what I reported earlier is that according to one of my sources, they're this close to a plea with Jeff.
Really?
Oh, I'll be there. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Okay, wow. Right there.
Wow,
yeah.
that is.
You're not pulling up, AV. You're not pulling up.
No, I am. I'm getting on a 5 a.m. flight.
She said 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Now you made that picture go viral, Kelly. A lot of us, we don't really understand how the whole thing works. Like, did you get paid from TMZ for that pic, or how does it work?
This is not a hobby, Lee.
He said it's not. He said I'll do it for a living. Okay.
Let me shout out to not just the TMZ, shout out to the Shade Room. Appreciate you.
The Shade Room. That's what it is. And guys, if y'all ever want any of Dennis's content, you can certainly hit him up. He'll license it for you like he does with all the other people, and he'll give you a good rate, and you'll be happy with it. All right.
I want to say this before I go. I don't want people to think that because that happened that we're still not going to vigorously cover this story. Just look at what you're doing today. You've covered it. You don't have to be in the courtroom.
Right.
I'm gonna be in the courtroom. I'm gonna take notes, and I'm gonna do what I have to do. And we have a whole media room. Or you could be in the media room in this. Well, here go my guy right here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Don't go away, Lee. Michael. What's up, brother? Okay. One of the locals.
Oh, okay.
They were like, everyone's, like this media's under attack, ladies and gentlemen. Media's under attack.
It is, and it's so weird for media not to be allowed into the courtroom, even if plea negotiations are going on. That's weird. So you have it from one of your sources that King Slime and the DAs, they're very close to reaching an agreement.
This is what I've been told.
Wow. Do you think it might happen tomorrow?
Well,
it's just speculation at this point.
The jurors the jurors are not coming back tomorrow. They're still negotiating. He was the first one that came up to, obviously Mr. Nichols, 20-7.
Mm-hmm. So the jurors are not scheduled to come back tomorrow.
No, they're not there tomorrow.
Wow. So they're already scheduling this tomorrow to be a day of negotiating and hammering out deals. Apart from King Slime, do you know of anybody else that's close to reaching an agreement?
It's one other. I was told one other person plus him.
One other person plus.
And again, until it's
King
official
Slime.
by the lawyers and they're at the podium taking their pleas. This is what I was told, and obviously it's off the record.
Right, and I'm not asking you for your sources or anything. Like, I just appreciate the information. So that's interesting, guys. Well, we'll see. What time is court tomorrow? 9:30. 9 o'clock sharp. All right. So we'll see what time they cut the cameras on, though, right? But hopefully you will be.
No, lead. Camera.
Camera, all right. And let me ask you, because you're in the media room, what is the difference between being in the media room and being in the actual courtroom if you're trying to get footage or things of that nature?
Well, the biggest difference is you can't get the color of the courtroom. You don't know what's going on behind, what the camera doesn't pick up. Reactions. You don't get that. As well as anyone in the courtroom, there's so many different things that are happening with different lawyers, and being able to see, reactions to testimony. Say, for example, the camera's pointing to the witness stand. I want to see what how the defendants are reacting to something someone's saying about them. Are they talking to their attorney? Are they asking? So there's different things that happen in the courtroom when you're there versus when you're not there. And I don't need to be I could be right in my car. I don't need to be in the meeting room. I can broadcast in my car.
Right.
So as a matter of fact, I probably will. I don't need to be in the media room. I mean, then the whole shuffling us around like we're cattle from the hallway to the media room and back is just ridiculous. They're doing a little too much for this in this case. They're doing a little too much.
Right.
But that's just
and Glanville never did this, right? It seems like this all started like a couple of weeks ago, maybe, or something. It seems like it started pretty recently.
No, I won't say that. It actually started with him.
With Glanville.
It actually started with him. It started with the certain members of the press weren't allowed inside the courtroom when it first started. And I only seen this in this trial. I've covered big cases. I've never seen this in the other case.
Yeah, you covered the OJ case back in the day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Judge Ito, Lance Ito.
Oh, shout out to Judge Ito, right?
Right.
Wow. So yeah,
he been there a minute.
He stays so much differently than any other cases. Although,
I know why. It's because the prosecution is getting very unfavorable coverage, and it's not because the media is slanting the story. It's because it's what they're doing in the courtroom. It's just obvious. This is another. They got pleas. You got people to take plea deals. Those are convictions. So if you look at the scoreboard, they're up on the board right now.
True. I mean, everybody thinks the defense is winning, right? So maybe they're trying to keep the media out because they want to suppress what's really going on in the courtroom. You're exactly right.
We have law and crime there. So hopefully everything will still get covered as best as possible.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much, Dennis, for coming up. If y'all go check out the Hip Hop Inquirer, also Dennis Byron, excellent coverage.
Mr. Dennis Byron.
My bad, Mr. Dennis Byron, excellent coverage.
Post my link in the chat. Mods, post my link in the chat, Mods.
I know Gail is. Before you said that, Gail already got you.
Gail already hooked them up.
She's already got your link in there. So Gail is amazing, and so thank you so much. We hope all of this will get resolved tomorrow as soon as possible, and it's just a big misunderstanding. And hopefully Sylvia's situation.
Don't worry about me. I'm good. Please focus on the case. I'm good.
Exactly.
I love my Twitter. I do Twitter a whole lot, so we good.
All right. Are you going to unblock Sylvia?
Yes.
All right. That's what we love. All right. Same team, guys. All right. So unblock Sylvia, get it all worked out, and we hope to see you and Sylvia in there tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming up, Dennis Byron.
I didn't say that last part.
Listen, y'all are like this. Whether you want to admit it or not, y'all are like this. A shout out to Emma, Miss Sylvia, and Dennis Byron, and we'll hopefully see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much, Dennis, for coming up. Big shout out to Dennis Byron.
All right. Well, that was how the day started out. With
it's good to see a real expert, Dennis.
All right. He's a real expert. So shout out to Rome Kings in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, Rome Kings in the house. What's up,
Shout out to the family, man. It feels good to be back up here. We got a lot to discuss.
Woo! I got a lot. I got some clips. I got clips. I didn't even tell you. I got clips, and my clips got clips. I didn't even tell you about them.
Gemini hooked me up with some little plea deal sheets there. I hope you got them in Discord.
Sure I did.
Yeah, look, you was talking about me. I've been getting better at Discord, man. I'm light skinned. You ain't got no excuse, Jason.
I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. In Discord? Or you sent it to me?
It's in our group chat in Discord.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Don't you have no fear, have no worries.
Shout out to Gemini. Appreciate
it. Gemini. Shout out. All right. So did you hear this? Did you hear this thing that happened with Dennis and the infamous Sylvia? Had you heard that?
I heard some of the pieces there. I'll put it this way. If you haven't been in a Fulton County courtroom with a cell phone, let me put it this way. You won't think nothing about it. You'll probably be like, okay, they're being extra, they're being, they're being They're just being cautious.
Right.
You bring a cell phone in there and you're not an attorney. You seen how Paige got mad, right?
Right. Right.
And all of that is for recording.
Right.
Don't mistake it because they don't want the phone to ring. It is for recording.
Facts.
Fulton does not play about recording footage, sounds, pictures. They do not play about it at all. For we can kind of guess the reasons currently.
Well, yeah, for sure. All right, great.
Is
Hey,
another reason why it's like when you fighting cases there, you're in the literal trenches. Like you're in
absolutely.
mud. You're moving like half a mile a hour in that type of courtroom. They like to limit certain aspects of the public so they can keep it strictly presentation wise for the state. I'll put
Right.
it that way.
For
Um,
sure.
you
For
seen how
sure.
Doug? We'll do an example. Doug was doing his little rounds with press and getting
Yeah,
his client story out there.
absolutely.
You,
So yeah, and I just wanted y'all to hear that. I'm not speaking on the veracity of some of the claims that Dennis made or anything of that nature. I do think that I can totally see what he said happened with Thug putting on the hoodie and him taking a picture of it. I can totally see that happening exactly like he said it. Now that I
I
can,
just don't think it should be that severe to where it's made a primary issue of the court.
I agree with you 100%. But I
It's
can
people
see that
dealing with bigger things in play. She has
yeah,
a
like,
lot more to worry about. Like the state not shouldn't be worried about it.
but they stay worried about the ancillary things while they themselves cannot string together a coherent sentence in
And-
order to
Right.
again, because I'm not going to talk about how I feel about this plea agreement, but
These people have been locked up for 2 years and they're presumably innocent until proven guilty. And they're
right.
worrying about sweaters and hoodies and pictures. Like,
And
take
taking
that
pictures
same
when you're not in the
concern.
courtroom.
Take
Now,
that same
granted,
concern. Get in the courtroom. Get like they're there for. It should never take that amount of time to where stuff like that can happen for
absolutely.
a judge to come out and then just have a fit. Like that makes no sense.
So, yeah, I just wanted y'all to see that because, again, I thought that was interesting. Not speaking on the veracity of what Dennis said, but he did throw some things out there that I think should at least cause you to pay attention. One of those, of course, he said about the media. So that's another person that said the same thing about media in the
Monica,
courtroom.
Fulton County courtroom is secure as it can get after we had that situation with Brian Nichols. I promise you, they're not letting you walk in that courtroom with nothing they don't want you in there with. If
Yeah,
it's not clothing, it is nothing else. It might be some medication at max.
at max. So, um, we got, as I was starting to say, forgive me, he mentioned about media. That's something I've mentioned before.
Right.
He also mentioned that maybe, possibly, King Slime might be taking a plea.
Might not have a choice.
Very interesting. Say again.
I said might not have a. It's speculation at this point. I want to say that first.
Speculation.
Um, he may not have a choice depending on the plea agreement we saw take place. So
Right. It was pretty gnarly. So I
yeah,
just wanted y'all to at least hear that and say, okay, well, take your own time. Maybe it'll be tomorrow, maybe it'll be Thursday, maybe it'll not happen at all. But maybe that might be what happens.
what threw
Um,
me off about it was you remember we was just talking about it, and in my mind, my logical mind, I was like, "There's no way they're gonna give a plea deal to a murderer."
and yeah, we got to talk about that. We definitely got to talk about that
And they
because I'm
said,
trying to
"Why?"
like,
Look, Fanny said, "Hold my wig," and she
yeah,
went
hold my
crazy.
gray goose. Uh, last night we were talking about this with Tanya,
I
and
was
I
so certain. I was like, "Look, they say what we want. They want justice for these people. This is the way. I can still bank on this." And Fanny said, "Watch out! I need
right,
these assets, Rome. I don't know what
right.
you talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, my guy. Well, I need to collect a W in here. So
My election coming up."
right, I need a W. So she got to get wow. All right, so let's look at the actual plea agreement that you sent
Yes,
in
sir.
Discord. I think that's That's a good place to start. It does not look very large though. I did not get it as big as I'd like it to get. Let me.
Yeah, Momac. We'll speak on that later. I know I'm gonna go on a tangent about that, but it has to be
Wait,
later.
what is it?
The justice for the victims' family and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a star by that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah, to me, the plea agreement that we saw today, because a lot of people paid attention to this plea agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple plea agreements have gone by, nobody's paid attention to it. This right here, I think, will go down as the most unjust for the victim plea agreement
Amen.
in the
That's a
history
fact.
of ever. If in fact you're saying that Mr. Eccles did in fact do what you're alleging that he did,
That's a
I don't
fact.
know how what we saw today even rhymes with justice, but
I
I'm gonna
can't
leave that.
fathom how the family had to take that.
Yeah,
Like stuff like that. We was just talking about that too.
just talking about it yesterday, man. Just
We
talking
had
about
a
it yesterday.
commenter, one of the people from our community, and they were saying like, "What about the victims?" And I had to go on my tangent yesterday. I was like, "The state don't care about the victims," but
Yeah.
in my
Oh
mind, I was
my
like, "They
gosh.
care a little bit. They got a few murderers on the line right here," and then today happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you this one. I'm gonna serve this one up. This one's like just I'm just serve this to you, Rome,
Yes,
and I'll
sir.
let you just go for it, man. You want a big screen? Let me know. And I just yell big screen and I'll let you have it. So
Nah,
real
it
quick,
ain't gonna go to the big screen like that with me.
okay. So here we have the Superior Court of Georgia, State of Georgia versus Mr. Marvius Nichols. And we're just gonna get down to the brass tacks, negotiated plea. Just take a second and look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Really, you
Pay
only
attention to
need to
those
look at
the
you
no
on
the
go
just pay attention. One guilty, but pay attention to the null process.
right. Could you explain Noel Pross, please?
Basically, they're gonna throw the charges all out from the DA's office, so it's not even gonna go on the record as long as he commits to the agreements. From what I could understand today, so basically, it's like he's never was charged or he never did it. So the family can't even be like, "Yeah, it was on his record." None of that.
Right. So if you just take a second, and you don't have to read all of it, just read the
Murder,
first two.
murder is crazy, absolutely crazy. You remember I spoke about that yesterday too. I
I
knew they
mean,
was gonna
like,
do that. I knew it. I didn't think they was gonna do it with the murder though.
I
I
didn't
was
think
like, they can't do it with a
I didn't think
body.
they were going to. I didn't think they were.
People thought I was lying too. They was messaging me on Discord. It's like they can do deals like that in Georgia. I was like, yeah, we throw them out all the time. Like it's
So all these counts that Mr. Eccles had, there's really only two that really truly should cause you to be like, what?
and you see the
The
ones that he
first
pled guilty for though is a clear. This should make anybody who actually cared about the victim's story the most furious because you can now see from this one guilty at the top who they really want, and it doesn't matter how many bodies are around it. They want the man without the body. That is crazy.
I just want to go on here again. They literally gave up somebody who potentially has a body on his record
Again,
for Rico.
again.
Yo, make
First time,
that
shame on me. Second
yes.
time, look, I can't get fooled again.
Oh my gosh.
Can't get fooled again. No, I'm sorry.
Yo, like, yeah, yo, that is crazy. And then for it to be was it 27 to serve? And I think you were explaining to me.
Yeah, he's
He's not
already
gonna
served 2. He's gonna get out in probably a year to 2 years with the right conditions,
Mhm.
and the rest will just be on probation, which I'm pretty sure he can figure a way out. Wasn't he one of the rappers on the case too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so I'm
think
I'm
so.
sure he'll figure it out.
Okay, and I want to talk about probation too, by the way, because
All right.
I got lots of problems. There was something that happened today in a probation hearing that I think should cause a lot of people to really be like, "Yo, probation might not be all it's cracked up to be." But I
Not in
can't believe this.
Fulton.
I can't believe this. Like
That's a trap
literally,
for sure, but the issue is the best way I can put it is just I can't get past that one word. I don't care how big the paragraphs are on the other charges. Number 49 right there is just
bro.
overshadowing the whole page.
Like, yo, he got away.
Probation.
Yeah,
Probation.
probation for the deletion of another human being.
Yo,
And just
all
please
for the
tell me,
Rico, all for him to say, yeah, I was a part of the Rico and the
right.
Rico indictment. Yep, this is a criminal organization.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's required to testify to
He
that
doesn't
though.
have to. He pled
He doesn't.
guilty.
Well, they still can't. Okay, that's fine. If he pled guilty to it, that's one thing. But at least he doesn't have to get up and testify to it. So that's the work and the heavy lifting is still on them.
It's not really heavy lifting there. They could just be like, look, we already got people who said he did this. Like we got them
Okay.
in jail now. Now they're in jail today.
I hear you.
And this was this is what I was saying also about these selective mistakes they would make. And it would cause these big courtroom eruptions to where things like this go down and they can get away with it and say, well, things were hitting the fan. We didn't have a choice. 1, 2, and 3. Ain't nobody tell her to like rehash tags.
Nah, nobody did.
And it causes stuff like this to happen. Then the victims are looking crazy out there and they get that phone call they wish they never would have got.
Wow.
Absolute absurdity. But that's just my personal opinion. I know
No,
we got a
I
legal system and not a justice system. I
I
gotta keep
agree.
telling myself that.
I
Um,
agree. I don't think I don't think there's anything. Well, the second page, I think, or third page of this might be worth reading as well. Let me bring in. Go ahead and keep while I zoom in a little bit. Make sure this is.
look, let me get my glasses real quick.
I mean, this thing right here. My word. Like, what in the world?
Here we go.
Okay, yeah. So here are all those charges. They just waste the ink printing them. So the
Uh-huh.
sentence summary: the defendant is sentenced to a total of 20 years, with the first 7 to be served in confinement, and the remainder to be served in probation or to be served on probation. Oh, is that the same sentence?
Basically,
Okay. Oh no, it's a either or. I see it. Never mind.
from
Because it
March
would have,
17th,
yeah.
2022 to present. So those 2 years are taken out there. So now it's 5.
Mhm.
On the serving of 7 years, the remainder of the sentence may be served on probation, provided that the defendant shall comply with the conditions of probation imposed by the court as part of this sentence. Uh,
Squiggly line.
y'all, general conditions of probation. Here we go. The
Okay.
defendant is subject to arrest for any violation of probation. If probation is revoked, the court may order incarceration. The defendant shall comply with the following general conditions of probation. Number 1, do not violate the criminal laws of any governmental unit and be of general good behavior. Number 2, avoid injurious, Jesus, and violent,
Habits.
Jesus.
It's vicious
My eyes
habits.
are terrible.
I got you. Have no fear, my friend.
Look, the
My eyes
people
are
probably
terrible.
can see this on their big screen, but in the stream yard, I'm trying to keep the chat right there and look.
Oh, I got you, brother. I got you.
Number 3, avoid persons or places of disreputable or harmful character. Number 4, report to the community else supervision officer as directed and permit the community supervision to visit you at home or elsewhere. Work
Mm.
faithfully at suitable employment insofar as may be possible. Do not change your place of abode, move outside the jurisdiction of the court, or leave Georgia without permission of any of the community supervisor officer. If permitted to move or travel to another state, you agree to waive extradition from any jurisdiction where you may be found and not contest any effort by jurisdiction to return you to the state. Number 7, support your legal dependent to the best of your ability. Number 8, when directed in the when directed in the discretion of the community supervision officer, submit to evaluations and testings related to rehabilitation and participate in and successfully complete rehabilitation programming. B, wear a device capable of tracking locations by Jesus, they gonna get him like this?
They're gonna get him like this. Hold on, I got you right here. Don't worry. Global positioning satellite systems complete the residential or non-residential program for
It's a trap.
substance abuse
It's a trap.
or mental health treatment, and
It's a trap.
or I know D agree to the imposition of graduated sanctions as defined by law, and then 9 make restitution as ordered by the court. And they actually have to pay fines. I didn't know you had to pay your parole officer, but
Oh
the
yeah, you
court
gotta
orders
pay
that,
everybody
yeah, shall pay the probation supervision
right
fees.
out of
As
jail.
how much are the fees? Do you know?
Probably around like 3,000. Then crazy.
When you just got out of jail,
The
3,000 is very
issue
crazy.
is it don't matter.
Wow. Oh, that is crazy.
Don't
I
matter.
was expecting you to say like 300, not
Oh no.
3,000.
That stuff be adding up. That's
Oh,
just for one department. So they're
yes.
gonna have him on a tight leash. So they're gonna do another Mr. Sledge 2.0 moment.
Oh, yeah. I hate to
So
say it.
they're gonna expect him to basically violate in some form or manner. So you're on physical tracking, you're on verbal tracking. You can't leave your area.
That is crazy. You can't leave town. You cannot leave town.
Yo,
So you heard while we were reading that, Rome kept saying it's a trap. It's a trap. And I've heard several people say probation and parole is not all the things that it's cracked up to be.
no
And
sir.
it is, how funny is it that just today another rapper got arrested for probation violation?
Is
Let me
that what
bring
you
it in.
sent me earlier?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, no, I don't think I sent you this one.
Did somebody send it to me?
Uh,
I think it was you. It had to be you.
it's very possible. I've been sending stuff all day long. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Rapper Tekashi 69 is back behind bars tonight. The performer, whose real name is Daniel
You didn't
Hernandez,
send me this.
was arrested for allegedly violating the conditions of his supervised release. Hernandez was out on bail after pleading guilty and testifying against a violent gang. Today, the judge ordered he be held until November 12th at the infamous Metropolitan Detention Center, where Sean Combs is also being held.
I don't know why P. Diddy being
They'll
held
get
somewhere.
along real well. They
Right. I don't
might
know
be.
why P. Diddy being held there was part of the information.
He got
But
long hair. He like rainbows. Diddy like baby oil. They're good to go.
they
They're
might
best
be made to
friends.
be together. You're right.
Best friends for the long haul. He got a lot of years on his probation.
Boy, you out of control. You out of control. But I just thought that was interesting because again, that's somebody who was on probation that did something to violate his probation, gun charge, having marijuana, shoplifting, fill in the blank.
Yep.
And I hate to say it, man, but just like we watched with Mungtung, just like we watched with others, they end up getting thrown back in jail. So they call it violating them. So there's a way that the way it's set up is for you to get caught doing something.
You want to know the crazy part?
Go ahead.
Moontoon didn't even delete nobody, and
And he's in jail longer.
He's gonna
Right.
serve more.
Yeah, I
More
thought about that.
probation. Like that stuff is that's absurd to me. That the
He was
judge
on
would
longer
even accept
probation
it.
than this guy
You know, the
is.
judge could have denied the agreement, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the judge just says, "Yeah, this sounds good. Let's go."
Craziness. All
So,
because they want to get Rico.
mm-hmm.
All because now I know people don't like this idea, but I'm saying that Fonnie Willis had to get a W. It had to be a capital W or lowercase W. It had to be fine print W, something. She wanted a W.
This must be in Braille because
Right. This is in Braille. But Rome, explain. Well, first of all, do you agree that this is a W for Fonnie Willis?
Election wise, yes. Professionally, no, not at all.
Okay. Let me
Election wise, it'll work out for her because she can say she's moving forward with the case, and she can prove that Jeffrey is the head honcho of the whole establishment off of that plea deal. Potentially, she can argue that.
I got you.
Career wise, no. No, 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 no. You don't let murderers go like that, especially if you're a DA. Um,
Let
How
me
do you give somebody a year in jail for allegedly removing somebody from this earth? But you're about to treat the person who has zero record with zero bodies like they deleted somebody.
let me I agree with you, but let me also point out what she's going to do.
Who,
Fonnie
Fanny?
Willis,
Okay.
and I'm going to go on a limb. It'll probably be this Sunday.
I said, hey, delicate life. I said allegedly.
No, that's okay. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just
No,
painting a
this is
picture.
in the chat. They was just like, how do you know he deleted some? I said allegedly, like, and I made
Allegedly,
sure
right.
each time I said
She is going to go to somebody's black church and do the Chitlin circuit of and again, this is on the cusp. Next Tuesday there is election.
it's
And she's
crazy.
going to go on the Chitlin circuit and talk about how brave and how strong, how bold and aggressive she is against Atlanta street gangs by getting a conviction. That's it. Now, whether it's conviction by plea or conviction by jury, she's going to say she got a victory, and
Look,
she's getting gangs off the street.
anybody from Fulton DA, I know somebody in here. Matter of fact, Mr. Sprinkle, I know you're here. You're getting gangs off the street by giving deals to all the gang members for one person. I just want to let you guys know
Yeah,
that that's cost like that's conflicting. I could call me crazy,
call me crazy.
but you're letting the gang out while the gang leader goes in. Something's telling me the gang might go crazy. Look, I could be wrong.
Call me irresponsible.
Jordy, the Chitlin circuit. I know it took me for a loop too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like being offensive tonight, Jordy. So I'm a star that, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna give you a whole get ready to clip it. Okay, I'm gonna give you a whole get ready to clip it moment. All right, but she's gonna go and on. She's gonna stand bold and strong that she is doing away with crime, and she's gonna use this as her W.
Yep.
She's framed other things and saying she got a 900% conviction rate. But
Oh, snap. Shout
that
out to Paralegal Institute of Washington. Shout out to y'all.
oh, what's going on? Okay. Well, paralegal, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it. Let me drop the link. If you would like to, feel free. Drop the link there for paralegal.
I just don't think they had any other choice but to make the deal. It was either that or the mistrial.
I agree with that. I don't think, but to the point that I'm saying, I think Fonnie Willis is going to use this as her W going into the election, even though pretty much everybody in Atlanta has already voted.
Nobody knows. Look, I say this respectfully to Courtney. Nobody knows who else to vote for.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. It sounds crazy, but nobody really know about her to say, you know what, we're gonna put our horses on her.
Absolutely. Y'all go ahead and say shout out to Paralegal Institute. What's going
Hey,
on?
my brother, welcome
Hey,
to
what's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Absolutely,
Yes,
man. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
How's it going, friend?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on your wonderful show.
No problem, man. Thank you for jumping in. Before we get too far afield, though,
Yeah.
I want to make sure everybody knows who you are, what your channel's about. I'm pretty sure most of us have been tapped in with you, and what you're doing over there. But can you just tell us a little bit about your show and your grind?
Appreciate it. Yeah, so I started with paralegal training back in 2017, and I think I created the channel in 2019.
Okay.
And you know how it is, just making videos here, there, everywhere over the years, and really didn't get a whole lot of traction until the YSL.
Woody,
trial,
I'm telling you, Woody was the on-ramp, my guy. Woody was the
once you
on-ramp.
make a little YSL, but you know what it pulls you in though. This whole thing is like a black hole. Like you start watching, and then you start getting caught up in the drama, and shout out to Bitter Lily. So that's really, I think, the short of it is kind of, there's a little bit more interesting
history, but I'm not gonna bore all y'all with that right now.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Okay, so give us your thoughts. Now, you said this was strategic by the DA, and they had good reason to make this deal.
So
I'm assuming you mean the DA. So let's go.
Yeah, so I just hopped on when I think Rome was saying it. So I just tuned in and I kind of picked up y'all's mid conversation. So it may be that y'all are already on to this because I think it's not quite a secret, but this is my thought. I think that there are two Quays, right? You have Quay Nichols and Quay Harvey.
Facts.
And so as y'all are talking, I'm trying to do some internet detectiving on my end, right?
Some Quay discovery.
Yeah. So if y'all have already mentioned this, sorry to repeat.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's okay.
But what it looks like to me is it looks like Quay Nichols was locked up when Shannon made that post on September 18, 2020. It looks like Quay Nichols was locked up, and it looks like Quay Harvey probably was not locked up.
Huey.
So, excuse me, Huey.
Yeah.
I said Harvey. I meant Huey. It looks like Quay Huey was probably not locked up. So at first I thought, well, they're going to have to give both Quays a deal to moot this mistrial thing. But now it looks like they may have been able to possibly, and of course this is speculation, but they may have been able to rule out that it would have been Quay Huey, right? Because he wasn't locked up at the time. So therefore, if it were one of the two, if it was anybody, if they were both locked up, you wouldn't know who Free Quay was. So you might have to try to get both of them off the case, or the case could go down the mistrial route. But because Quay Huey looks like he was free at that moment, and Quay Nichols, you can look up his Atlanta jail records and you can see he was booked on 12/7/19 and he was released on 11/20/20. So basically November 20, 2020. So again, if y'all have already been over this,
that's some Matlock type of investigation right there.
So when you look at the date on the post, is September 18th. So that falls within that time frame that Quay Nichols was locked up. Wow. But then when you look at Quay Huey, you can't really say somebody wasn't locked up because he could have been in another county or whatever. But just looking at Fulton County, his most recent period locked up for Quay Huey, it didn't line up. It doesn't look like it lines up.
Wow.
So my theory at this point, and this is just a theory, my theory is Quay Huey couldn't make the case that he was locked up at the time. So any kind of deal for him would have been less pressing. Quay Nichols could make the deal. He was locked up. Plus, they were the initial movements for the mistrial. So that caused the DA to say, okay, we got to do something with this guy, or else they can press the mistrial button.
Okay. You know what? Go ahead, Rome. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like they if it was in that type of situation, they probably knew that before they even charged him. But the simple fact was they needed him on the case to get it started. You can't make a better compelling argument when you got murderers on the case. So that was their drawing point, and they were gonna use him for that bait until they kept fumbling until they got to this mistrial without prejudice moment. And I feel like they did a horse trade moment where they were just like, okay, we gotta let one of the big ones go. One of the Quays, we got to get one of the Quays out.
So one other thing, I haven't done this before, but like going to somebody else's live, so it's kind of cool. But I was just on Neek at Night about an hour and a half ago. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with her, but what she pointed out and what I think I am coming around to understanding is Hilton seemed to try to downplay somewhat whether they even thought Quay was the one who committed the unaliving of Mr. Drinks. Because so it seemed like Hilton didn't want to exonerate him, but she also brought the heat down a notch in what she said, I think. So I agree with both of y'all, and I think that as a even though I don't live in Atlanta, I do think as just a community of people who are Americans, it feels like a huge injustice, because you either have one of two things. You either have a DA pressing an M charge on somebody who shouldn't have it, or you have a DA pressing it on someone who should have it and then letting them off.
Right.
So either way,
all around.
yes, there's really no.
Is there all of the above?
Yo.
Yeah, it's like you can't, so there's no. And then I'll say this one last thing, y'all. I'm not sure if y'all heard Mr. Drinks's aunt with Miss Sylvia, but when you listen to the emotion that they feel, sometimes it's hard without hearing the family, without hearing people affected. Sometimes it's hard to really connect with the humanity of somebody who's not here anymore. If you didn't know him personally, if you don't see any video of him.
Yeah.
But hearing her talk is like the humanity of him comes out, and you can just imagine the moment Hilton says, we're gonna null process and it's like, right. Oh my gosh, like that's somebody's,
brother, cousin,
that's a real
son.
person out there. So, or someone who was really with us. So, thanks for letting me come up. But that's my theory. I think they narrowed it down to Quay Nichols. I think they said the free Quay, that Slime Life Shouty, what he said. I think they may have said, okay, that could not have applied to Quay Huey, because Quay Huey was not locked up at the time. Quay Nichols was, so there's a credible case that it could have referred to Quay Nichols. That means Quay Nichols has the mistrial motion in his hand, in a sense. Correct. So he can negotiate more forcefully for his plea deal than anybody else can, because they don't have that mistrial opportunity in their hand. So that's a theory that I have. And again, it seems to line up with the jail records.
No, that's a good catch that you actually looked into that you looked into the jail records. That's very smart. I appreciate it. What were you about to say, Ron?
No, I definitely that's a good perspective on it.
Right.
I didn't think about that. My only thing is the way that they're doing the charging is pretty random, I would say. So it kind of makes
Very
a pattern to really make you highly doubt what's going on here. So if they can miss a murder like this, like if they can misjudge a murder, how do you expect us to believe that they're capable of judging a Rico that they only have circumstantial situations involvements with? So if you're, whoops, you didn't kill him, my bad, guy, you go.
Right.
But
no, I agree 100%.
But the thing is, they're still sentencing him like he did something crazy.
Right. And I mean, and most people are like, Rico,
right, Gemini. Shout out to the paralegal.
Yes, please. And I apologize. Thank you, Paralegal Institute of Washington, D.C., for stopping through. Fantastic content creator. There we go. Thanks. Wow. and kicked the door out when he left.
Look, he jumping everybody in. Look,
he done jumped everybody in. He done jumped 20 people into the gang. Man, thank you so much, man.
I always love his little breakdowns. Great channel to check out.
Absolutely. Maybe we have to invite him to play Jeopardy with us.
Yeah.
YSL Jeopardy. Wow. Go ahead. And if you were blessed with a membership from Paralegal Institute, you know how we like to do it. Let them know that we appreciate them. Yeah, tell him thank you. Put his name on it. Say thank you so much, Washington, D.C. Now, I see Prentice has jumped in here real quick. Let me grab Prentice real quick and we'll finish up.
Absolutely.
Grace and peace. How are you, Prentice Jones? What's happening, brother?
Blessings, brothers. How y'all doing?
Quite well, man. Quite well.
Well.
Good. That's good.
So what are your thoughts on this? On what happened today?
I think it was a loss for the state, but I also think it could be detrimental to the defendants and the jury's eyes for this reason. When they come back in, when they left, they had 6 defendants. When they came back, there's only 5. So assuming they haven't seen anything, they're going to notice somebody's missing. And you have to wonder, what will they be thinking then? anybody with common sense that will say, okay, well, must have been a plea bargain taken. So he pled guilty. So are these other guys guilty? And here's another thing. I've been hearing about Lil Rod possibly taking a plea bargain. Here's why that can't happen. If Lil Rod takes a plea bargain in this case, he kills his appeal on the murder that he's already been convicted of.
Sure enough.
He destroys that. So I don't think nobody else will take a plea bargain, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
No, I agree with you. Right to the absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
My only pushback is this is a 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Where or a split the baby type of situation where you get something you want and you also get something you don't want. I get something I don't want, but I also get something that I want. Fonnie Willis wants everybody to go to jail. She want to put them all up under the jail, a new wing and Rice Street under it, right? But everybody wants the defendants, they all want to go home. So that y'all both can't have it. So what we're gonna do is I'm not gonna put everybody in jail and everybody ain't gonna go home yet. And that's where, so I think it's a that's why I keep calling it a small W, a very, very small W. She got some level of W because she's gonna take that to a church this weekend. Mark my words. She gonna be in somebody's church this weekend talking about how great she is fighting against crime. I promise you. I promise. She might be doing it this week during the week.
I'm about to say she might be doing it now.
She might be right now how great she is at fighting crime. I'm telling you.
Here's the only problem I have with what you just said about Fonnie Willis. She can say anything, but the record shows she's not doing a good job.
Okay.
This case has been botched.
Okay, this is the part where, remember I told y'all earlier I was going to go off on a rant about the Chitlin Circuit? This is where I'm going to go off on my rant about the Chitlin Circuit because I'm sorry, man. Okay, I'm going to say some very offensive things about highly melanated people. So I don't want you to get caught up in this prentice. I don't want people to be like canceling you. Oh, no. Rome is already under witness protection. I'm going to say some foul things about us because we do some dumb stuff. And I'm going to say it in 4K and I'm going to get in trouble. So I'm going to explain why, even though what you're saying, it is true, people still won't care. They don't even care.
Oh, yeah. I'll say this about us. You know, and it's not just melanated people. This is American period. We fall for anything that we're told. Anything that says we run with it. That's why when they talk about a court of public opinion, anytime there's an allegation against somebody, we jump to it. Oh, they're guilty. They're guilty. Right. Look at, everybody. I remember when Young Thug and those guys first got arrested, all 28 of them. Right. All everybody was saying is, oh, they're done. They're done. They're done. And then you turn around and get to the trial, and there's no way, there's no Rico anywhere. I said this once before. Did he get Rico hiding out in his basement still? They haven't found him yet.
They ain't found him. They ain't found Rico. They ain't
man
found
in Puerto Rico.
Rico might be in Puerto Rico. Absolutely.
He somewhere. He chilling.
He chilling most, but he is not at over on Pryor Street for sure. No, I appreciate you, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, and I also heard, if I can say this, I also heard that Lil Rod has a real good appeal on his murder conviction. I've been hearing he has.
I've heard that as well. So I don't know where that's going, but I mean, I hate to say it. I thought Lil Rod was guilty as, last Wednesday. Oh yeah, Lil Rod, he's guilty.
After each officer testifying.
Look, I'm like, wait, what? I don't know.
We got
they might have really messed themselves up by having him in there.
We got experts watching movies. We got officers lying about them taking tasers out. Like, it's a lot of things that they spotlighted that made me change a lot of opinions I had out the gate.
I was there. I was right there with you. I was there.
Gemini, right? That little girl lied too.
Here's the thing about that. He he possibly could be as guilty as everybody thinks.
Yeah.
But the state has messed it up. You know,
We've said this, yes.
they get in their own way.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
if your case is so rock solid, why do you have to cut corners to get a conviction?
Amen. There we go.
Amen. Like, we're gonna pass the plate after that. Thank you, man. No, you're right. And I think that's really the problem. If you were, and I've said it before, if you were really rock solid, you would be well ironed and well pointed out. You would not be dragging us out this long. But look where we are. You just keep dragging out. So no, shout out, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna get back in the chat.
You got it, brother. Catch you in a minute, man.
Coming up.
Grace
Right,
and peace. Thank you, man.
Love.
Shout out to Prentice stopping through.
Shout out to him, man.
I appreciate you stopping through, Prentice.
I
And
love when the family pull up, man.
oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Again, I want to say thank you so much to the Paralegal Institute of Washington, D.C. for
Shout out to
jumping in 20 members.
Look, my man came in here swinging.
He came in here jumping them all in.
Luke
Oh,
Kane
my
jump
goodness.
kick, and then we got 20 gang members now.
We got 20 new Rico indictees.
Came in here like Bruce Lee. Okay.
Absolutely. So let me real quick. So earlier, I said that Fonnie Willis is going to be going on the Chitlin circuit. And Jordy right here said, well, what in the world is that? What is the Chitlin circuit? So here in the South, when a preacher was not called to a church or whatnot like that, they would travel from churches to churches to try to, really, it was kind of like a job. It became like adjunct preachers going from one pulpit to the next, doing revivals, this, that, and the other. And when the church congregation really didn't have a lot of money, they would feed the preacher. So, you know, if you don't have any money and you can go preach at this church and get fed, you're going to be okay. So, and of course, in the South, there are certain delicacies of food that are more native to the South than other places. They're more native around Black folk than other people. And some of that is called chitlins. So, and this is also true for music entertainers as well as public speakers. They would all do this thing, you know, traveling from churches to churches or town halls to town halls, carrying their wares to, you know, drum up some attention, maybe a little bit of money, and of course be fed.
Alexa said that's not a delicacy. Look, Alexa,
I'm using it in the most the most tongue-in-cheek way possible.
It is. Look, before I had my suit, I had it a few times now. I grew up. Look,
bro, I'm about to kick you out this chat, man.
You
Please
kick me out the chat. Look,
okay, you got to go, bro. You cannot be in here telling me that wrong.
I had to grow up with something. Look, Jason,
bro, I would have starved.
Look, my parents put something on the plate. I ate it.
I would starve.
Look, ain't no starving in the Black.
I will tell y'all. I'll tell y'all some stories when Mama Dear Wold Christian used to make chitlins. I'll tell you where I used to sleep for the week that smell was in my house. I'll tell you where I used to sleep. I used to go to my neighbor's house and stay at their house.
There wasn't no choices in my house.
Oh no, the choice was Melvin Soto's house. I was at Melvin Soto's house.
Mine was pick a branch or eat. It was like, what you want to do, bro?
Oh, I'm not gonna eat. I'm fine. I will absolutely.
Oh, that's not the option. I said pick a branch or eat. You gotta be.
Well, I guess that branch is real.
Look, I guess the branch is a real problem, Jason. They're a problem. I'm telling you.
I'm sorry. This is not a thing that I was gonna do. So real quick, let me finish this up. So it was called the Chitlin Circuit. And so I use that in terms when somebody is going, and I call it trying to baptize bad theology. When somebody goes or bad, notice also when politicians get in trouble, one of the first places they go to is the Black church when they get in trouble. Remember when Fonnie Willis first showed up at Big Bethel? What happened literally 3 days before that? That was when she got called out in the pink dress, wearing it backwards and all that kind of jazz, and the disqualification hearing. And the next, literally 3 days later, 72 hours later, she's in somebody's church lying about they're not in a relationship. Remember that? Because she was trying to baptize her bad theology, her bad teaching. And so I just call it the Chitlin Circuit. And so Fonnie Willis has been on a Chitlin Circuit. There's another famous female politician. She's been killing the Chitlin Circuit for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. New birth. I'm almost going to go on a limb and say that Fonnie Willis will be at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church this weekend. I'm almost
They got a
guaranteeing it.
contract. They got a contract with her. I don't care.
I'm almost guaranteeing you. But why? Because they know that they're not going to get called out. They're not going to get corrected. They're not going to be challenged about their bad teaching. But even worse than that, they're going to be allowed to use the pulpit. And if you follow Dear Will Christian, you know I got a real hankering about churches' pulpits. And I don't need to go there tonight, but I will. Churches' pulpits are not for politicians.
Amen.
And we see this entirely too much.
I won't bring up who did it. I won't. We know who it is. Who they took a visit to Georgia to do it. They always do.
Oh yeah.
But
she was at homecoming this weekend.
Look, she ain't had no business there. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, she ain't no business at New Birth because she wasn't nothing going to happen. But
exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm here for all the smoke. Jamal Bryant is a Morehouse man. I talk about him up and down, left and right because he's wrong. So Fonnie Willis is more than likely going to be on the Chitlin circuit. Just keep an eye. And if you see her pop up at a church, just ask yourself, are they correcting her for her poor behavior? Are they correcting her about the things that she's done that are demonstratively wrong? Or are they, yes, queen, slay queen, black girl magicking? That's how you know she's on the Chitlin circuit. All right, dearwokec@gmail.com. You're all your complaints. Go ahead.
I was saying, yes, Kiana, you're right. She was talking about how you prepare them. You got to make sure they're super clean. You just don't just chop them up.
No. You know how you prepare them? By not cooking, never buying them.
Look,
that's how you prepare them, by never needing to be in that position. I'm sorry.
Look, you don't say no at mama table. That's all. That's what I learned.
I like barbacoa though. I can get it's fire voodoo.
Yeah.
I've never had. Wait, I've never had it. Like, is this like a super spicy kind? Okay, let me stop. All right. I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna just tell you.
We gotta hit it up on Discord. We got the cooking channel.
We do have a cooking channel. That's hilarious.
I showed them what I was cooking. Like, look.
Yeah, you was cooking the other day. You was putting it down. I ain't mad at you. Not even a little bit.
Try my best, you know.
Wait, you bought what? What? Y'all, we are not gonna have this kind of behavior in this live chat.
I respect it, Erica. Look, she's staying true to the roots. You're either all the way Southern or you're not, Jason. You gotta pick one.
No, you can be Southern and not have that. No way.
Jason,
no, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. I am Southern, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not. No, absolutely not. All the notes on Note Street.
What is this man talking about? No,
bruh, look, man. Look, we're gonna start some 0-second timeout up in here, y'all. We're gonna get some folk need to get put in timeout.
Oh man.
Oh my word. Yeah. See,
okay, Felicia. Okay.
Look, as long as Tracy and I are good, we good.
Tracy, don't promote this. Don't do
look. I know what not to promote.
Don't throw no life vest. Come on, you know you.
Jamal mess with her all the time. Jamal just literally Jamal gave her during Women's Month. No. Jamal messed with her all the time, both figuratively and technically.
No. Tonight. Y'all pocket tonight, man.
I'm just wild. No.
Look, Kiana, look, you didn't have to eat the chillins. The sons had to eat it though.
No, sir, no, ma'am.
I don't care what Jason said. Look, if you was down here, you was gonna eat it at some point as a son. I promise you.
Well, then I guess that's exactly why be exactly why my mom and dad had me up north, and then I moved down.
They were smart. They were smart. Times would change.
That'd be a problem.
Look, we can say no to food now, but back then,
we can call Melvin tonight, and he'll tell you like Jason used to be over our house all the time because his mom was cooking that stuff. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look, DW.
Oh my gosh,
Chillins or Rice Street. What you want to do, Trail proposed a good question here.
Dang.
What you want to do? I'm gonna tell you one thing. You better Google Rice Street food.
Okay, how long do I gotta be at Rice Street? There's the question.
Look, that's a good question. That's a good one. Let's say 7 days.
I can fast for 7 days.
You can fast for 7. You sure?
I can fast for
You
7
gonna be
days.
sleeping on? You gonna be sleeping on an iron plank?
And then I'll be sleeping.
Look,
Can I sleep and
7
fast?
days
That's
a
it.
while. Look, you probably can't
Oh,
sleep. They be up in there. Yeah, those are
no,
they
man,
rowdy.
that's rough, bro. That's messed up, man.
Look, and the majority of their food is out of date too. So you
Man,
kind of just lose there. But you chitlins for 1 day or 7 nights in Rice Street. It's up to you. You might get shanked.
about what? The chillins? All right.
Nah. Look, every day there's a 70% chance of a shank.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't.
No commissary, Tracy. No, we're not
Yeah,
giving them
I
out like
can't honestly
that.
say.
What you gonna
I
do,
might just have to
man?
fast, man. I just can't.
Look,
Well, let me say it like this. I'm
they
glad
gonna
that
see
that's
you
not.
got a nice haircut. They're gonna see you go in there. They gonna be like, look, we got a muscle on him. We gotta get this man. All
Dang,
that for chitlins. Look, chitlins in one setting. That's it, man. That's it.
dude, that's out of control, man.
Except for chitlins,
Why?
probably at Rice Street. Look, no, that's too expensive for them.
Why do y'all like this, man?
Right, Gladiator girl. They're not cheap, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, good. Then good. I'm on a budget. There we go. I'm on
Look,
a budget.
you on the you going to Rice
Wow.
Street? Look, you picked the Rice Street. All right. I'm gonna remember this, Jason. I remember this in the future now.
Oh no, you ain't gonna have to worry about it. You ain't gonna have to worry about much because I won't be putting myself in a position where I need to worry about Rice Street. Oh my goodness, man, y'all wild, bro. That's
You keep
crazy,
covering the case. I don't know.
bro. This case is bananas,
You see how they did our boy Dennis? Look, you playing around.
bro. They set him up for the wet up. I'm like,
Good old
man,
Okie doke.
like, hey yo, we got this okey doke over here. I want you to fall for it.
That was
All
the thing
right.
I was saying too. They will absolutely set you up in that courtroom for failure. So
Mm,
he should know that as him being like a veteran of the scene,
right,
especially with the OJ. Like that's a while ago. Like you got to think about that. Um, chilling to my no Ray, no.
bro. That's out of
You
control.
out of pocket now, man.
Yeah,
But
Ray. Yeah, Ray. We're gonna put you in 0 second real quick. Can the mods go ahead and drop Ray in 0 second timeout for me real quick? Thanks so much. Lady
oh
Savage,
man,
our friendship is over. Our friendship has
Lady Savage
expired.
might be on to something. She might be on to something.
Uh,
You can look. You can season up some fried, some fried batter now. It can taste like something else.
it's gonna be. I'm right here
It
with
might
you.
you might think
I'm
it's skins. Look, you might think it's pork grinds. You'll never know.
I am perfectly fine with not knowing. I'm just gonna tell you that. I'm perfectly fine with not knowing.
I'm gonna trick you one of these days.
Well, first of all, that would mean that you'd have to come to alumni meeting. So since
Look,
that's not gonna happen,
I'm gonna come there with a potluck. And I'm gonna wait till your guard down. I'm gonna get it.
bruh, my guard don't need it, bruh. That means I'm drinking to be that doggone. There ain't no
Look,
guard down that
it's
far.
gonna be. Look, I'm gonna set up the scenario. Don't worry. I'm good at planning.
Well, Fred, you were our a sponsor to the channel.
Shout
Paralegal
out.
Institute dropped 20 memberships, and you have free. I think it's a setting on your profile that says you will receive free membership, and there it is. So shout out to you. Welcome to the team. Man, we out of
Stimpy,
control.
right? We'll send them some of that, but we got to get back on the subject. We got to talking about the
Yeah,
chilling circuit.
chilling circuit went way off the rails. So, all right. So looking at this, where we are now, what do you think is going to happen? Oh, by the way, y'all did see the seal today. Shout out to everybody who thought they were going to see
Yeah,
the seal.
yeah, I told you.
But I did say this trial is never going to be the same. So there's that.
I mean, I don't know about that. I'm still seeing the state gonna make some mistakes. I already know it's in
But
them.
Mr. Nichols isn't going to be there.
Was he actually ever there? Like,
Mr. Nichols was there, and so was Harvey. Miss Westmoreland won't be there anymore. Oh,
good,
it's too new for that.
good,
Huh? It's too
good.
soon for that. Okay.
Nah, it's perfect time, and now I can focus. I ain't gotta.
Did I miss a question, Jolene? Will you please go back and answer my question? Oh, I'm sorry. What question? I'm sorry.
Let's see what we got going on there.
Okay, go ahead. So where do you see this going to, my friend?
I told you it's gonna be a motions war, especially with that plea deal in action right there, because I know they're gonna
Okay.
try to introduce it as evidence of some type like some type of admission of guilt for the actual gang, because they
Right.
still can't prove it, not even with the witnesses they had up there. But when you get someone on your indictment to plea out, yeah, that can be a problem. That can be a problem.
That it can. Okay, Jelena, I apologize, friend.
I'm
I
not
don't
seeing
see.
it either.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Can you just put your question back again down at the bottom and just put like question in front of it? I'm looking for it right now, and I will definitely make sure I answer it. I see here. I don't see the actual question. I'm sorry.
But for the most part, I know Steele is gonna have a field day with it. So he's gonna do all type of suppression motions for that. Um, if they can get that out the way, it makes the state's case a lot more weaker, if anything. But if they get it in, it's pretty much like a catch-22. If you get it in, it's day and night. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people are like, well, he doesn't have to testify. It doesn't matter. You got someone co-indicted saying, yeah, we did this, and I already pled out, and it can
Hear
be a
me with
problem.
this. Hear me. This is my. I don't want to say my hope, but this is the jury is comprised of men and women, humans that have they know what's going on. Okay.
Right.
And they know they're able to see the unpreparedness, the unprofessionalness, and so on of the state. They've seen the all those boondoggles far more than probably any of us have because they've been there every day. I don't think they're going to say, well, I mean, think about it. An option, a lot of us were saying like plea deals just to get out of there, right? Remember that?
Right.
So I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe this person was a smart person and took the best plea deal he could to just get
Oh,
out of here.
absolutely. Oh no,
So
he
I
that
don't
was
know if I
the
would
best deal
look
he could
at,
have got.
okay, I don't know if I would just immediately say, man, Rome pled out. So that must mean that Jason is the terrible, low down, rotten, dirty person that they're saying he is because Rome pled out. No, Rome just wanted to go home. Rome
Right.
wanted to go. And if we were smart as jurors, we probably would have played out too. So I don't
That's the
know.
issue. I don't think they, no disrespect to them, but they still there. So that's alarming to me by itself. So
So and here's a question. Thank you so much. I just watched Judge on Doug on Justice Serve.
hold on.
Forgot to ask him,
Okay, we'll get this one first. Yeah.
what will the jury be told about Quay being gone? That's a good question. What will they be told?
We won't know until they get the motions out the way. That's what I was saying. They're gonna have to either suppress it or the state will be able to get it in. She right,
Really?
Dee right. They had ample opportunities to leave this case and they didn't. For $25 a day, they can't, something's off there with them. That's all I'm gonna say.
$25 a day. You
Yep.
too can waste a year and a half of your time. Um, wow. I mean, you're right, man. I was trying to give him the credit. You're right. I was trying to give it to him, but I don't think it
I'm gonna
worked.
get Puerto Rican Gloria real quick. No gang. He said guilty of Rico by definition is two people conspiring to sell drugs. He has already pled guilty to the drugs and reindicted, and they reindicted him. Harvey said no gang admission. The Rico violation is within that act. So if they can prove the Rico for Jeffrey, it ties in with him orchestrating it with a gang. That's what I'm saying. It all has a connection point. So it can be problematic. I'm not saying that'll be like that final nail or that final breaking point, but it's definitely not a discussion you want to have with the jury. Is the best way I'll put it. You'll just erase it and you'll still be in the good graces of looking to come out, go home without 20 years of probation.
Right.
So hey,
Yeah.
Miss Hall. He did not plead guilty to Rico. He pled guilty to conspiracy.
Wait.
I will repeat it. I will repeat it.
He
So,
okay, go ahead.
so what I'm saying is the fact that he pled to that, it leads you to think what he has involvement in some type of racketeering act, right?
Got you. Right.
What is Jeffrey charged with?
Rico and
Some other slew of things.
yeah, I don't remember all of them, but yes.
All right. And what are they saying he's committing it with? A gang, right?
Yeah, he's gang.
And was this guy Nichols a co-indicted conspirator? I believe so.
Mhm. Okay.
So if he's in this way of life, and they've been saying he's been innocent forever, never doing anything that they charged him with or indicted him on, now he says he did something. If they can present a story to the jury, it can make things pretty difficult to explain for Jeffrey to have any type of dealings with this person he signed as a rapper.
Hmm.
Yes,
I
Rum,
got
that's
you.
why Fanny fans. Look, Fanny doing a lot of things tonight, and none of it is good for the
Wait,
city.
wait,
I'll tell you that right now.
wait. Where's she?
Bruce, nah, Bruce is like, yes, or wrong. That's why Fanny dancing tonight.
Oh,
I don't
she.
think it's a win. I honestly don't think they wanted to play that card. That's just me being honest. I know you guys don't like that breakdown, and it sounds like it can be problematic. I'm just honest. That's it.
Tell me. So, what do you mean, Rome King?
Made up junk.
Right.
Basically, yes, Raynette. Basically.
Oh well, are you coming on to share the deets? What are you doing?
Look, Miss
Okay,
Hall is always welcome. I love her.
Miss
She's
Hall.
awesome.
Now look, I'm dropping this link for you, Miss Hall. This for LJ Hall only. If you want to come on and share the deets now,
Yeah, I
we'll
caught her
keep it a
live
secret.
earlier
Rome and I
today.
will keep it a secret.
Yeah, keep it a secret.
Rome and I will not tell anybody.
Oh man, we gonna keep it in the chilling circuits. Don't
Oh
worry.
yeah, I
Don't
didn't
worry.
hear. Did they actually have the press conference? I didn't.
Look,
I know we were waiting for it. I didn't know they actually had it, and I thought it
yes,
was
I'm her. Yes, I'm her. The way that Hilton described it and broke it down when she was reading back the agreement, um, she did it like that for a reason, very clearly to be on record for that type of way. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all can think it, optimistically. I just know they have some sinister plans with that.
oh
If
for
you think
sure,
they're
for
being
sure.
nice about this, look, bless your heart. If you think the state is just saying, "Yeah, you go home, don't worry about it, man. We ain't gonna bring this up no more. You just do your time. We'll leave you alone. We're gonna leave Jeffrey alone. We just gonna take this off the case. Don't worry about it, y'all." Look, y'all got some good hearts if you believe that.
Right. I'll go to Harvey's office. What's up, Bruce? What's going on?
Harvey
Oh,
probably got some nice little furniture in there,
you
some nice
know
little
it.
stuff. Look, Firm's got the best furniture. I'll tell you that right now.
Look at that. Look at this. Look. Somebody come look at
Hi.
this.
Hey, Miss
I
Hall.
I had to find a quiet place in the office so I can speak. How you guys doing tonight?
Quite
Doing
well, thank
good.
you. How are you
Always
doing?
happy to see
I'm
you.
doing good. I'm still down in the city, so it's gonna be a
Uh-oh.
drive home. I spent some time this afternoon with attorneys Westmoreland. I actually went live. The audio is horrible. I gotta work on that. Um, with attorneys Westmoreland and
It's a conspiracy. Oh no.
Yeah, she got that downtown
these
signal.
guys have been like family to them for the last couple of years, and
Okay.
to make that decision, what didn't come easy. But what I was what was explained to me is that
Mhm.
the jury will not know the reason that we're missing a person. That's
Okay.
the first thing. They won't get an explanation of that, and of course, we know that Judge Whitaker loves these curative instructions, so she'll probably say something like, I just want you to know that the person's not
And he
here.
gonna
We
remind
gotta
everybody
remember
somebody missing.
that. And remember,
That's exactly what she's gonna do.
you know it is. I'm gonna be honest. She got me a little shook. I was at court today, and I was in the media room. And after she called up Sylvia and Dennis, I didn't walk up in there. I stayed in the media room and recorded from there because I just really didn't want to be all over the internet today.
I am not. I am
I
not
was
ready for
trying-
that.
Miss
I was-
Hall since the setup. She said,
Right.
it was a setup, and it was kind of a setup. You know, some people are leaving some things out, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
All
Hey,
right.
do you know what the what was the picture that Sylvia did, or whatever she was filming?
It's see, here's the thing. People are going to go on their pages and say it's one thing.
Right.
And it's not. There have been several instances where people have been called out of the courtroom. Of course, you know, I got called back into the courtroom, and
They lied on you though.
I know.
Right?
I know. But that wasn't,
Right.
let me tell you, that wasn't the first time though. That wasn't the first time I got this one little flip in my hair. I have a picture with Miss Moreland and Harvey, and my hair is sticking up like this. And I was like, why the guy who was taking the pictures today didn't say, hey, you want to pat that down? But I got called out before, and nobody knows about it because it didn't go viral. And it ended up not being me that time. It ended up being somebody else in the atmosphere for streaming live while the judge was off of, she was actually on the bench at the time. So you guys are right. She has a thing for new media. She can kind of control what happens with the other streaming. Even with Love, I've seen Love kind of give some direction, like, don't point at me today, or don't do this.
Heck no.
I totally believe it. I totally believe it.
I've seen the squeaky chair move. I've seen everything, and I'm the last. Well, I think you and I are the last cameras allowed in there right now.
Wow.
We are the last cameras.
Y'all might be the last ones left with
The
that.
last Mohicans, right?
Yeah. But tomorrow when I walk in there, I might be called up again. So don't be surprised. And I haven't videoed anything. I am on one of Sylvia's streams during the break time, and I'm wondering if that's going to cause me an issue.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah,
Leave it
I know,
alone.
right?
Stop messing with it.
This is why I hate the camera. But going back to the original thing, I got called out before, and it was over video. It was a live, and even though it's not in the Rule 22 that we cannot record or whatever while the seal is on to everybody in general, it is a common rule. Like I was taking stills, and I was told, hey, you can't, I know you're new here, but you cannot take those stills right now. And I personally know that some people have been pulled out of that courtroom more than once that didn't get publicized. So it's not just one event. I mean, if you go on to some of their lives, you'll see that they're videoing while the horse trading is going. And she doesn't like it. Whitaker does not. She doesn't want those cameras there anymore.
For a reason.
Yeah.
It's making it harder for her to present the case for the state and make them, look in a better light.
Anything to deflect from the fact that
unprepared,
you openly admitted that you have a bias towards the prosecution. You're on their side. You're cleaning up their mess. So. It is
look,
ironic. Thank you. See, you're my new
bitter
friend.
Look, our community out of pocket. Don't listen to that.
I love
I was trying to click on somebody else's name.
Don't listen to our chat. Don't listen to our chat.
Because I needed
the
to pat
sisters
down
out
that
of
side.
pocket.
I got this new haircut. I don't know what to do with it.
I like it. It's cute. I like
it. Find me a wig tomorrow. I'm being,
No wigs. No fanny wigs. Look, you keep the hairstyle.
I didn't say I was going to tilt it. But
oh no. Oh no. Y'all like this?
I didn't say I was gonna tilt it, but she does, Pam. She has many biases, and it's sad because she's she's deflecting the attention to the new media. I kind of think to take the attention off the real issues,
Oh
that
yeah.
are going on in that courtroom, and it's not becoming,
Not at
Let,
all.
can I ask you, do you feel that the angst toward new media is coming from Adrian Love?
I think
Or
it's
do
both.
you okay.
I
That's
think it's
fair because
both.
I feel like
And I want you guys to go back. I'm sorry,
They definitely feed off each other for sure.
I'm silly, but I want you to know when it got worse. I want you guys to go back to the day she fell on the stand, Judge Whitaker. She fell. I don't know if you guys saw
I
that.
remember she walked by and I don't know, her heel got caught in her robe or so. I remember
How did I
her
miss this?
stumbling. Oh no, it was
Oh,
a real deal. She really
yeah,
did fall. You're
yeah,
right.
she tumbled, and after that, she went ham on new media. She went ham. She was already against us,
Okay.
Can
but
somebody send me that on Discord for
I
personal use?
I don't know. I don't know how to
I
use
remember
Discord. I'm
it.
gonna have
I
to give.
I was we talked about it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know how to use Discord. You're gonna have to teach me. But
I got you.
Look, we both learning. Trust me, we both. Look, I've been bad. I've been getting better though.
well, I'm gonna get there. But I think that that heightened her disdain for new media. She wasn't. I was lucky to get my Rule 22 because she had already turned down Kayla. She had turned down the lady who said my name. I won't even give her 12 seconds of a name, but
Yes.
she had already turned those people down. So I was fortunate and blessed to receive my Rule 22, even with my restrictions of stills. But I think that these cliffhangers is what I keep calling them, because she likes a cliffhanger. She likes she doesn't like the new media, but she likes to leave a cliffhanger at the end of the day. So I wasn't surprised that media got called up today.
I got you. No, I
I
totally
just
get you.
I just felt like it was more important things afoot than
It definitely was. Definitely more important things, to go up. Um, but right now I'm just kind of shaking, just thinking back at Harvey, and even after court was over and I was at his office, he was taken back. He was taken back to but he said that was what was in the best interest, and he definitely pointed out that he doesn't have a deal like everyone else
right.
where he has to testify. He didn't have to admit to be a part of a gang. He didn't, unfortunately, and I'm gonna give y'all a little something that my channel is too small for me to keep for myself. The big fish have already declined some deals, and
I
every
figured.
deal
Yeah.
demanded him do Rico. He could have walked out, from what I was told. He could have walked out on Friday, but
That's probably
he
true.
he turned down a three because the whole gamut. And I'm not saying who I was told this by, but their whole thing is they want the Rico. They can't
Yo,
find them, and somebody's gonna put the Waldo hat on Rico so we can look for
Rico
him.
ain't never heard of Cleveland Ave. That's all I know.
Never.
Like,
He knows nothing about Prior Street. Nothing about it. Rico,
Nothing
like I
about
don't know nothing about Prior Street. Richard, what you
right.
talking
I'm
about?
not even drive down it, right?
Uh-uh.
So, I think that Harvey and Miss Westmoreland, who I call the Many and Mighty, um, I think they did a really good job humanizing him. And don't think, I think the trial's going to go on,
absolutely.
but I think there will be alleged curative instructions
I
um,
just don't like
that
that.
don't
Like,
help. They don't help.
exactly. It's too many at this point to where I don't get how you don't think it can confuse a jury. Like, it's already the longest in history trial in Georgia. Now you
Mhm.
got curative instructions for curative instructions that had curative instructions before that.
Right. Well, I think that maybe at the end of the trial, somebody will pull out the Men in Black pen and
They gonna need a look. They gonna need a specialist in that room when they deliberate, and they gonna have a big board right there of all the instructions. They're like, "Look, did you remember this?"
Please just do me a favor. Print the instructions on the poster board. Don't
Look,
write
they gonna
them,
need a Harry
please.
Potter book for all them instructions. I don't
That
know.
you got it. That the instructions is a novel.
The instructions are going to be a day. The instructions are going to be a day. You know it.
This
Because
is
there's going to be so many things.
bad.
The
Now,
insertions is a doctorate dissertation. Like I don't
right.
know what's going
Right?
on.
It's
Right?
craziness.
Okay.
It's going to be, it's going to take a day to give the instructions.
You know, this trial has been a very good cohort for students to learn the law.
Hey, you're right. You're right. I did not know this many people were interested in it. I'm gonna be
You know,
honest
I
about
think
that.
a lot of people are either going into law school or dropping out today.
Just
If
washing
they're
their
in the
hands.
Fulton
Like,
class, yeah, but they
right, right.
You know, that's where they need to be protesting in front of Emory's. Like, okay, come on.
she
Help.
actually she teaches a class on
A
trial
class.
preparation.
A trial preparation course.
Isn't that scary?
That is wild.
Extremely.
The irony is not lost on me.
Yeah.
That's the class.
And we gotta
So
be
I think
careful
every
because
time
you
I
know
hear her
they're
name, I
watching
think of that.
they're watching all the
they're in the chat right now.
They got
Yeah.
somebody on
Absolutely.
every stream. Like
Sprinkle in here. I know you.
Yeah.
I actually saw them like on the radio, like when the first time I got pulled out, they had a couple of officers come up and they were like, you got another phone. And I was like, no, I got two phones.
What?
All right. Oh man, it was crazy. They called me out and I walked out and they were like, you've got another phone. I'm like, I come in with two phones and an iPad. And I said, no, you put them in the pouches. And I said, well, I can just you can watch me grab my bag and I volunteered. You can check my bag and check my phones.
Right.
And as I volunteered that, you know, someone came down with showing the live stream. Someone else came and someone's on a walkie-talkie with someone up in the cloud
Making
saying,
it a
okay, yeah.
huge issue.
Yeah, there was like, yeah, it's not coming from her. It's not coming from her. I was like, thank you.
They
And
always blame you. That's the wildest part.
Why you stay in trouble?
I don't know. That's why I'm gonna tell you. That's why I did not walk in there today. I did not walk in there today. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, good instinct, because I'll put it this way: they will start doing things that will kind of, put media in tough positions just to get them out the way.
Yeah.
Man,
Especially at this point.
when I saw it. I walked up. I said, yeah, not today. This is not gonna be my day. I'm not gonna do it. So I went right onto the media room and streamed and took notes from there and watched from this very small TV screen that we get to watch it.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, 'cause
budget went
it's really
elsewhere,
small.
Jason.
Yeah.
They budget went elsewhere.
The budget went elsewhere.
About a 40 in.
Little Barbados trip,
Yeah. So real quick, before because I do want to ask you another question. Real quick, I just dropped the link to Miss LJ Hall, our host, our guest, YouTube channel. At the current moment, she has 87 subscribers. Can y'all do me a solid real quick? Can y'all do me a solid and push her above 100? So all I need is 13. All I need is 13. I'm not asking for 18. I'm not asking for 97. If I can just get, she has 87 subscribers. Can I get 13 more folk to go over there, check out what she's doing? She's been doing a stream a day and all these other kind of fun challenges. She talks about really insightful things. Just go over there, check her out, tell her we appreciate her. There we go. And whatever number you are when you hit the subscribe button, can you please let us know? And I want to see when we hit 100. There we go.
Oh,
because I know you've been working hard. Well, just like that. Yeah, 110. Shout out to 110. All right, there we go.
Thank you, guys. That is
the best live chat on the internet. Is undefeated.
You guys are amazing. I always tap in. I guess maybe if I made more videos, if I wouldn't be watching so much, when I'm doing my other work, Trump was here the other day disrupting traffic, and I was able to get some good commissioned photos for that.
Okay.
So
okay.
and I tap in, and this is the best live chat on the
On the
planet.
internet.
You know,
I love it.
I really respect all of you guys because it is a lot of work and a lot of time that's taken to cover this trial and other things. And
Yeah,
I appreciate
absolutely.
the support. And
No
I
problem. We
am
thank you.
in the. Oh my gosh, you guys got to go. Harvey is funny.
Okay, so
Oh,
that's
we
where I was
know.
going to go next. I'm glad. Go ahead and go.
He is funny as heck. He kept doing this for me. So I posted. It's horrible. It's horrible audio because I was at his office with 11 and 2, and they were very pushy because I was just a little girl on the planet. Like literally, number 2 had their camera sitting like this, like on
Oh,
my bed.
duh.
Not
I
on
was
not on the
like,
new not on the new cut.
I
See,
was like, boy, you don't know.
Look, they brave. They
I'm
brave.
originally
I'll
from
say
Detroit.
that.
You better get that thing off my head. But don't let me go in my pocket. And
don't
then
do it. Don't do it.
and then the 11 reporter, like she took over, but it definitely let me know after hearing the sound quality. I was like, oh yeah, tonight I'm investing in a mic that I could take with me because now I got to take it serious. Because I was very honored to get that invite to go over to the office and
They still
speak with
subscribing.
Plea and Miss what.
They still subscribing.
Right. I was waiting to tell her. I said, I think we might actually double. I'm
Yeah.
looking over
See?
here. I was waiting to tell you before we got
That's
done.
so
But I think we might.
wonderful.
They're at 155 at the moment.
You are no. You're
If it was
kidding.
80, if it was 87 when I started, it's at 155 now.
I
Ain't
told
no
you the
lie to you.
chat.
I
Ain't no reason to lie.
This chat is different.
This is the best.
Oh,
don't
This
make
live chat is
that.
built differently.
I really, I'm not online social panhandling and things like that. I just really appreciate the support because it wasn't until my name went out that I decided to go ahead and take YouTube a little more seriously.
Right.
Um, a little more seriously, and I do appreciate the support from you and Ron King. You guys are always there. You're my big brothers out here in the cloud.
you
We
It's
out
got
here
you. I'm
for
just
you.
happy you didn't give up.
200
Look at that.
Wait, hold on. I think that's the goal. We're at 158
Look.
right at the moment.
And
Oh.
I got a new bestie on your station, on your channel. I hear me station. Angie, don't know the last numbers for it. She
I know
is
you're talking about.
so good,
Yeah.
just supporting, tapping in, listening to me talk about nothing. So I appreciate what.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing
look.
about the fact that most of my early videos I was talking about nothing. So trust
Really?
me, I totally get it.
Yeah, I'm
I
getting.
popped in there today for you. Like
Oh,
I be
thank
going in
you.
and out.
I probably was trying to, shoot and run, and
Yeah,
then
you was
I
doing
got
5 things, and I was just like, okay, she getting it. She getting it
maybe
done.
okay, so earlier I had to really apologize, and I'm glad that he even invited, let me come to the office because when it was over, everybody was gathering around the families, right?
Right.
I got on the elevator with Harvey.
Don't tell
So
me
I,
you did the
like,
nose thing again.
I was like, no, I did not put a camera in he or Miss Westmoreland's face because they needed that time to decompress.
Right.
He was taken back and he said, yeah, I'll give you some time, but can you wait till I come back downstairs? And then I ran into Miss Westmoreland. She was like, she really doesn't do the social media circuit.
Oh, I can
And
tell.
she was like, yeah, I'll give you that time. And I was like, you know what? I just want you to do one thing for me. Apologize to him for me because I was like pouncing like a tiger and rode up the elevator with him and talked to him for a quick second. But I could tell that he really needed that time. These attorneys are not like attorneys that I don't want anybody to think that he went into this and was like, "Ooh, I'm glad to get this off my plate."
Right.
This was not an easy decision at all. It was just the best option for his client.
I can totally see that. Will you be interviewing anyone else? Do you have anyone else?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I'm trying to lock it down first.
I need to What are you're using? I need to loan you my wireless lavalier. I need to get to you, but I don't know how to get to you, but we'll figure it out because or I can send you the one that I have, send you the link to it so you can copy one. It's really useful, easy to connect to a phone or to a camera or whatever. And you have that where is mine? It's in my car.
I've got one little, it's not that great. However, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't prepared to actually go to his office and meet with him. I just wasn't gonna miss the opportunity. Somebody says you can come to my office and give you the address. You don't sit there and wait and wonder when you can get there. I was the first person through the door. I sat the amount of time that he required me to sit to go ahead and have that conversation. Like 2 and 11 came in on the back end. You know, he didn't start until they got there, and it wasn't because he was waiting on them. It was because he was in calls and he was, doing
still juggling everything,
kind of things that he needed, and he still needed a moment. I don't think he expected me to get over there that quickly.
I know one thing. That wireless charging port place, they better get their act together before you go over there and give them a head, knock them in the head.
I wanted to.
I was like, she is out here protesting the wireless charging station, the electric charging station.
Dang on charging stations, trying to get my car charged up, and I was like, okay, y'all need to do better.
I respect y'all for doing better for the environment. That's the best way I say it.
Yeah, that's about all I got for you.
At that particular moment, I wanted gas in my car.
I need my V8. So sorry, look.
Right. Y'all do right, and we'll just do wrong.
Cars, Rome. I'm gonna need to do some shoots on those.
Look, that might look. If it's about the car, I'm always happy to oblige.
Okay, we'll see.
There we go. Just don't stand on it, please. Don't stand on the car. Don't be doing no IG model on the car, please. Don't do that.
We're not gonna have no flashbacks about my anger stories. Look,
I don't think anybody wants me to pretend to be an IG model.
Just don't be standing on the car,
just don't
pretending or not.
You guys are wonderful. I really appreciate the content. I appreciate the community. You guys are great.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you for being
and congratulations on 180 subscribers. Great job, everybody.
You are off the chain.
Great job, everybody. Fantastic. Thank y'all so much.
Thank
We're blessing Lady Hall for us.
It. I really do. And I'm working on a content schedule. And look, this trial might be over soon. We all might need to be working on a content schedule.
We got a little dirt coming up. So
we got a little dirt coming up.
Yeah.
We still at the Julio case.
Yeah.
Eventually, did he?
Dirk is gonna start pretty quick though. He waived his hearings for Chicago and Florida, so he's already in LA. You
know that Tekashi 6ix9ine guy got arrested again today.
Again today.
For violation of probation. And guess what, guys? When we think about these guys taking these deals, it is not that easy to stay out of
we read them.
Space.
It's crazy. You can't even go out. You can't go out.
Can't go out as county. Can't go out the state. Got monitoring on physical and verbal, like drug testing, alcohol testing.
I'm just mad you can't leave the town.
And it's difficult. And then you better get whatever you say to these your probation officer. Damn near you gotta put it in writing and record it, because what they say is God.
You saw that on Sledge case, yeah.
Yeah, what they say is God. If they say, "Oh no, I didn't see him," I had a client.
Sprinkle.
Sprinkle don't like this. Look, I'm gonna shut all this down.
Right. Sprinkle does not like this.
Heard her talk about my boss wig. Wait a minute. You go ahead and get in here. Oh,
what happened to her car?
She said, "Drop the seed."
What does that mean? Like drop? Oh,
I'm thinking it might be a little hot spot or something like that. Probably. Who knows?
I don't know. But here, I'm gonna just put her in the back until she comes back.
Yeah. I'm always happy when she pop up. Like she's always been positive.
always good to have good content creators. And I always want to support good people that are out here trying to do something, whether it be for the community, for the overall
Just betterment.
law tube or
Right.
whatnot, just doing some good content. So it looks like her feed dropped altogether. So well, thank you so much, LJ Hall, for stopping through for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, I appreciate her the insight. I'm glad she got a chance to talk with Harvey.
Right.
Even if she says the audio wasn't good, I hope she gets more opportunities like that.
She will. She has the
yeah.
energy, like the personality for it. I think she will for sure. Like she
Um,
said, he didn't want the Channel 5 up there in like 11 and stuff. He's like, nah, you can come up.
You can come on up. We got you. We got you. Yeah,
So,
I agree, Anna. Probation is a trap.
yeah, definitely a trap. 20
Yeah, it's
years
definitely.
is crazy.
Wasn't somebody? Didn't somebody we talked about earlier like 30 years?
Moontoon.
It was
Yeah,
Moontoon. Okay, yeah, okay. Moontoon had 30 years
30 years.
probation.
That man was already 40.
Like,
The math
that dude,
ain't mapping.
that dude is gonna be on probation in the doggone nursing home.
Nursing home,
That's
trying to stay
crazy.
out of trouble.
Yo, I'm still trying to stay out of these streets. Like, my guy, you're on a walker. Like, that's craziness.
Did you stuff my little sandal? No, it's a charge, buddy. You going back to prison?
Right. No problem at all, Lady Hall. Don't you worry about it at all. You are more than
downtown
welcome. Thank you so
Atlanta
much.
internet is not the best. I'll tell you that right now.
It is not for the faint of heart. No, it is
Yeah.
not. But yeah, so this was pretty wild. Now, tomorrow, allegedly, I'm sorry, not allegedly, there's gonna be there's no jury tomorrow. So you know what that
Again?
means? There's gonna be horse trading tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I told you the motions are gonna come
Yeah,
flying.
there's gonna be
in.
motions and oceans. So
Because like first they got to figure out, like she said, the judge is most likely gonna do a curative order, and that's what they're gonna really be fighting about,
right.
primarily. And I think that might last the whole day, to be honest with you.
Okay, but what if there's any? Are you saying that there's not gonna be more pleas?
Potentially it might be, but I doubt it because a lot of the things that are involving some of the other people on there, it's not that pertinent. Like if you get what I'm saying.
Right, right.
You guys have
Thank
to
you.
fight. Harvey almost got in.
Harvey
Look,
almost got.
who we got to jump out here? Nah,
Wait,
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
we don't need Harvey getting jumped in.
Nah.
Hold on. For some reason or another, I kind of think I've heard this.
Look, Harvey don't play. They got the wrong one.
Right.
Yes, DD, that is correct. The plea was a mistrial. That's the reason why they had to do the plea, but they wanted to do it in a way where they could, try to sneak in some type of jab all in the same process. Like they weren't gonna just let it go for nothing.
Was this today? I don't see.
Landon said it happened in court.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I got the plea agreement and Harvey speaking on the plea agreement, but I don't see. By the way, thank you, Elizabeth, for the $2 super.
I'm gonna tell them right now. Harvey don't use no hands. You approach him at your wrist.
He look like he might be able to throw hands though.
No, he might just shoot you. I think he'll shoot or cut you. I'm being honest. That ponytail ain't there for nothing.
The inner Steven Seagal
Look,
is gonna
exactly.
come out. I love you, man. Okay, let's see what. Okay, I don't think it was during this, right? Because he's still.
I hope not.
The statement with regard to the underlying factual basis, I would point out for the court that when Mr. Nichols filled out his form, it says 29 plus. He is a birthday boy in a couple of days and he will be 30. And at 30 years of age,
he ain't that old.
Has
Jesus
a
Christ.
wife.
I mean,
he
really?
has got a 13-year-old daughter.
Okay, hold on. I missed the 13-year-old daughter.
My boy came off the porch swinging.
He came off the porch like getting it going.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I did not realize that he was only 30.
So let me get this right. So if we do this, that'll be what?
17.
2 years. No, I'm not talking about when he had the
Oh,
kid. I'm adding in the probation right now.
okay, yeah. He'll be 35 by the time he probably free and clear.
Nah, he'll be in his 40s. I mean 50s. He'll be
So
in
you're
his
talking about
50s.
when all the probation is over.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
talking
was talking
about the
about when
full
he gets out of
probation.
jail. I'm sorry.
Oh, when he
Okay.
get out of jail, he'll be in his 30s actually. He'll
Yeah,
probably get out next year or probably a year after that at the most.
that's crazy. That is wild.
But then you got to worry about that probation. That 20 years.
Yeah.
That ain't no joke. 20 years with an ankle monitor. Look, Jason. I've worn many watches, but I've never worn anything for over a year.
Wow. Yeah. That is gonna be wild. Let's finish this up. And I just want to hear okay, so apparently it was a hit and run case. Okay, I'm looking
Wow.
for it, Elizabeth. Thank you for the $5 super as well. I'm looking for it while we're watching this. All right, let's finish this up. This is the plea. This is Harvey's answer to the plea.
He's got a 10-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son.
Wow.
His wife and sister, I believe, are here in the courtroom to support him. He, Mr. Nichols, was born and raised in Atlanta. And, we're at this point before I have even given my opening statement in this case.
Yes, sir.
I do want the court to know that Mr. Nichols' mother died in prison. His father was shot by the Atlanta police when he was 4 years old. And he was raised by friends and family in the Atlanta area.
Jesus.
So he has come to this point in his life from a very humble beginning. And he has sought the support of friends in this courtroom and others in this courtroom.
Okay, let me stop for a second. Rome.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no problem, no issue, no qualms with what Bruce Harvey is saying. My only issue is, why don't they push or talk about the fact that these people are being useful members of society at this current moment? Or at the time of arrest, he was mentoring. At the time of arrest, he had a good paying job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
I never hear them actually
I
talk about
know.
what
I
they're
know certain
doing.
attorneys have different styles of advocating. A lot of them try to get down to the most serious points in their life, like the focus points, like the kids or the
Yeah,
family, stuff like
facts.
that. Um, it would be good if he mentioned stuff or certain stuff like that, like mentorships or charities and whatnot.
A good job. Like, he's taking care of those kids. Like,
So his
he just
career
taught.
is rapping. You got to remember that.
Okay, well,
So
I'm saying, like, I never hear them regale like, hey, this guy is a useful member of society. He hasn't been in trouble since whenever. So this case that we're talking about is kind of old.
has he ever been in trouble? I'm
I
not
don't
aware if
know.
his arrest here, like
I'm sure he has, but I'm just saying, like, in general, I don't hear.
maybe he can't say it. That's what
Well,
I'm
maybe
saying.
shots fired. Uh, you know
I'm
what?
not familiar with it. Don't take me
Let
on
me
that chat, but I'm
let
just
me go.
saying maybe he can't say it.
Well, you know what? On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet because you might be right. Hold on, you might be right. So let's go.
I'm sorry, Chad, if I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
He is an intelligent young man who I believe has a future. Every day we do a word of the day. We put a new word into a sentence. And I think this is in his best interest. I know that there is, and I know this plea is negotiated, but it's a long downside from 7 to 20. So the courts will have jurisdiction over him for a period of time. So I asked the court, given who this young man is, and given our categorical denial of some of the factual basis, to accept the plea and sentence Mr. Nichols accordingly.
Mr. Nichols, is there anything that you want to say? All right.
Hmm.
All right. I find there to be a factual basis for the guilty plea to the Rico count one of the indictment, that being a conspiracy to acquire control or interest in money and personal property through a pattern of racketeering activity. And that is the only count that guilty plea is being entered for. The remaining counts of this indictment as against Mr. Nichols are being null pros by the state as a part of this indictment. I find, having
I
heard
got you.
the evidence up to the point of trial right now, that there is evidence of at least one overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. And that there is evidence that would fall within the required statute of limitations to establish this Rico conspiracy count.
Let's pull. Can we pull up a quick one right
One
here,
of the
real quick, before
things
she finish?
that
Oh, hold on.
we
Sam.
as judges are instructed by our Uniform Superior Court rules to do.
Okay, what you want me to do?
On the super chats, Momac had a question for the 499.
Did I see it? Oh, right here. Right
There we
here.
go. Yeah.
Add to the notes and talk about when Paige said the state has proved conspiracy. Okay, so she's saying that. Okay, go ahead.
So basically, it's not that they proved conspiracy per se, but he did admit to one of those indictment counts. That's what I was saying earlier.
Okay.
That's why that curative instruction will be extremely important, because if they can kind of sneak or wiggle any type of explanation in there that can get to the jury, it will sound like conspiracy. I know it's not what people want to hear, but I don't know if you've noticed what Fulton does, but they have a talent for accidentally mentioning things or reading things or letting things in.
Or having a witness read it.
So
Good.
that's what I'm saying. The motion fight will be for on that curative instruction.
I got you. Okay. Good catch.
Do when we are considering whether to accept a guilty plea and whether to accept a negotiated sentence, and this is a negotiated sentence in this case, is to take into account whether giving leniency in sentencing is going to aid in ensuring promptness and certainty, or at least more promptness and more certainty with regard to corrective measures, whether the defendant, and in this case, the defendant has acknowledged guilt and is accepting responsibility for his guilt of the Rico count, and whether accepting the plea will aid in avoiding further delays, not just with regard to this case, but with regard to the entirety of our system here in Fulton County. And this plea does go towards doing all of those things. I am going to accept the plea as negotiated and sentence in accord with the negotiated recommendation. As I said before, find there to be a factual basis for count one of the plea. I find the plea to have been freely, knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily entered into by Mr. Nichols with an understanding of the consequences of doing that. And the sentence on count one is the sentence that has been negotiated of 20 years to serve 7, with the balance of those years to be served on probation. And that, I don't know if there are any special conditions attached to this that y'all have talked about at all.
There are no negotiated special
Okay.
conditions, and there are none as far as I'm concerned.
All right.
The main
Okay.
thing that was good
So
about this
with
deal
regard
was
to
Go ahead.
If he can somehow magically complete this this insane amount of probation, it'll never be on his record. Like it'll be like it never happened.
Wow. Okay. I just hate this for him, but I totally get it.
I mean, that's what I was saying earlier when we had our good fellow up here, you know, paralegal.
Paralegal.
If that is all, you know, correct on the timeline, him taking this is still like messed up because
Right.
he's basically innocent of all those other charges, and he had to fight all those as one for nothing. So, but that's what I was saying. I don't have too much faith in Fulton County DA's office on playing fair. So
Right.
that's the red flag I want people to pay attention to, because I know on paper you're absolutely right, Chad. Certain things shouldn't happen or affect the case. But if we've learned anything, we've learned that Fulton County doesn't go off paper.
I got you. All right, let's finish this up because I found Harvey giving that person the business.
The time that you are on
We'll end on a
probation,
positive, fun note.
you need to stay out of all kinds of criminal trouble. Make this a birthday present to yourself and to your children and to your wife and family, that you will leave from here today and leave whatever you used to do behind you and take the next few years. You know, you're going to have some years that are still to be
Ouch.
served on this. You'll have
Ouch.
credit for the time you've already served, but you're still going to be facing some incarceration time. But after that, you are going to be out, and you, I believe, Mr. Harvey is correct, can be a productive member of society. And this is an opportunity for you to do that and for you to put your past behind you, the bad parts of it, and continue and make your children proud of you and set a good example for them, an example that I guess, unfortunately, you were not lucky enough to have throughout the entirety of your childhood with your parents. I'm sorry about that, but you can be the kind of parent that you ought to be to your children. So I am going to impose that sentence, and I am going to wish you luck and good fortune as you go forth from here. So I think that unless there's anything else from either party, that will conclude these proceedings, and y'all can go ahead and take him into custody. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
The good
So-
news is he can walk with his
The
head
breaking
high.
news is done.
Go ahead.
I was saying the good news is he can walk with his head up. He didn't have to, you know, fall victim to their "you better say this"
Right.
shakedown.
Right. Shenanigans.
Oh, here we go. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah. I wanted you to see this, man.
I see the
Bruce is
vein popping out. He my spirit animal. I told you he with it.
Bruce about to get busy with him. Here it comes.
You see that? I like the
In the
tie.
courtroom after an attorney tried to keep our camera from recording his client, who's a former officer accused in a deadly hit and run. Channel 2's Tom Jones is live at the Fulton County Courthouse, where the victim's family says this was another
Hey,
example
shout out to
of the
Jones. I
former
like the
officer
little
not
suit.
accepting responsibility. Tom.
That's right, Wendy. But we want to let our audience know, before we can bring a camera into court, we have to have the judge sign what's called a Rule 22. That's
funny.
the document right here. We have the judge sign.
How funny is that? I didn't even know that part. Like, how wild is that?
They can't even get in the building. It's crazy.
This case is well. This is not this case, but still.
Right. They're like, nah, boy. Look, Tom, you can't come in here, Tom. Where your Rule 22 at, Jones?
Yeah. Bless his heart. Okay, let's get done.
Judge signed it and had approval to go in, but attorney Bruce Harvey says he wasn't aware our camera would be there, and he became very upset. There were fireworks, but the victim's mother says this is more about getting justice for her son.
Abari was a loving son.
Jacqueline Mead misses her 27-year-old son, Abari Mead.
Tremendously. I cried every single day.
Now she wants the former Jonesboro police officer accused of killing her son to take responsibility for his actions.
Jesus.
I want justice. I want him to serve time. But he's trying not to do.
The family was not happy. Godric Newsom's attorney exploded in court when we began recording his client.
Sorry, the judge has not approved it. You can't film.
We have a signed rule, Bruce.
You never served me.
You never serve anybody. Bruce Harvey
Oh, wow.
continued to insist we didn't have permission. The judge came out and told him she, in fact, gave us permission to record.
This is my second time, and he's always trying to shield him.
Police say Meade was the victim of a hit and run on the Midtown Connector back in May. As he waited for police, officers say Newsom swerved across several lanes and
Ooh.
slammed into Meade, killing him. Detectives say Newsom got out and left the scene. He turned himself
Wow.
in 10 days later.
10 days.
Oh.
Obviously, I'm not guilty.
Newsom entered a not guilty plea after he was indicted. Meade's mother wishes he would accept
How's he not guilty? That's
responsibility.
literal hit and
I want him
run.
to pay for
Right.
what he did and acknowledge what he did and be accountable for what he did.
Right.
And Newsom faces
Hey, the law's
first-degree
for thee,
vehicular
but not for me.
homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless driving. He
So-
is out on bond. We're live in downtown
Wow.
Atlanta. Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
I'm gonna try to stay on top of that. Let me put that in my notes.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this case. When was this?
Shout out to the chat. Shout out
Yeah,
to
shout
the
out
chat.
to the chat, the best internet, the best live chat on the internet. Shout out. I didn't know anything about this. Because that does seem like a slam dunk. Like my man
Right.
literally abandoned his car
And left for 10
and
days.
for
Like-
10 days. Where you going for 2 weeks, man? We on a doggone cruise?
Like
Fonzie
somebody's
and Nate,
gone
what
and
are you
you out
doing?
there, like you know they got your car, right?
Right. That is craziness. Wow. Thank you
But
so
he
much.
is
I
an
think it was bitter.
officer. That's what I was saying. The law is for thee, but not for me.
I think that was Bitter Lily that sent that. Thank you so much. I might be
Yeah,
wrong,
thanks. Yeah.
but thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate it. Trying to see who it
Harvey, I
was.
told you Harvey different. That vein come out.
Yeah, he meant to give you some work.
He almost punched the bailiff.
He's like, you did not ask me. I don't know who you asked, but you didn't ask me for
Hey
permission.
man. Yes, little gambler. I believe it was an officer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Harvey. I mean, Harvey could probably gotten in trouble for that. No question about it.
Nah, Harvey don't care. Harvey, look.
I don't want
Harvey
him to go to
going
jail.
down swinging.
I don't want you to go to jail, my brother. I don't want you to go to jail, Harvey.
Harvey don't care.
He doesn't. But all right, Ron King. So what we got tomorrow? What are your thoughts?
I'm hoping that they can get some type of win with these motions to try to, if they do inform the jury of some instructions, to at least limit what can be explained about, why the departure of somebody that was there.
Right.
I know they're gonna ask questions at some point, and that's why I'm like, no matter how you want to flip it, the state knows how it's gonna look. And if the defense doesn't get in front of it before they do, accidentally, I think it'll be a huge issue.
I agree.
Because
No,
when
I
they
agree
slide
100%.
into something, they try to make you feel comfortable. I've noticed their pattern. They're like, yeah, everything's cool. No, I won't touch that. And then 3 minutes later,
Not
they knock
everything's
over the
cool.
whole vase down the stairs somewhere. And it's like, you told me you wouldn't push that. And it's like, yeah, I kicked it. It's different.
Right.
So
I said I wouldn't touch it, but I didn't say I would not hit the broom that would knock it over.
right.
Like, I didn't say I wouldn't turn into a Rube Goldberg
Look, I
experiment.
threw a rock at it. It's
Right. I
different.
didn't
It's
touch
different.
it.
That was
Bro,
earth.
that's some pure second grade argumentation right there. You're gonna be ashamed of yourself that you know it so well.
That's look, I hate to say this, and it shouldn't be like I should be saying this about a defense attorney. This is a DA's office. This is the
Yeah.
people that are supposed to be enforcing rules. But they in there breaking them like it ain't nothing.
Ain't nothing. Wow. All right, let me see. Now, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much to our guests, man. Thank you to LJ Hall. Thank you to
Yeah. Bruce Wright.
Paralegal Institute of DC. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them
Definitely.
for sure.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Bruce was like, Bruce said, I don't know, Rico's starting to show its shadow. I mean, if they get look, with that plea deal, if they can sneak that plea deal in front of the jury, yeah. You're like, yeah, one of y'all plead out. They said they was doing some crimes. Isn't that a sign? He's under your gang. That's your friend. That's your acquaintance.
All right. The bad thing is, I think you're right. I think we're gonna see it, but
I know they're gonna swing for the fences. That's all they've been doing the whole time.
who sent it? Okay, I apologize. Maybe it wasn't Bitter Lily. I'm sorry.
The state only gives so much. Starfish, you might be right. Starfish and coffee. I did look that name up after you said.
What did you find? What did you find?
Look now.
We're listening.
Oh boy.
Are you gonna start singing it?
I'm not gonna sing it, but I don't know how this comes to your mind every time.
I think in
that's
lyrics.
crazy to me. That's crazy to me because look, the dear woke Christian name, the last name I expect is Prince. That's the last name I expect to pop up in my head, man.
Well, that's how you know, man. Christ is a great savior. That he even saves people that still speak in Prince.
Look, Miss Hall is different for you. You know it's different for you. You can remember that. But my friend Christian here.
There it is, starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. And if that traumatizes you enough, he actually sang it on Sesame Street, and they have the Muppets.
Stop.
No, there's a I'm not gonna get demonetized. I'll just tell you to look it up. But there's a Prince on Sesame Street.
I'm not gonna look up Prince singing the Sesame Street.
Oh my gosh, man.
Who let that man on Sesame Street?
I'm just saying, man.
Why
are you hating on him, man?
Who signed off on that?
It's right here. I'm looking at it right here. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna drop the link so you can watch it when you get done, Rome. Because I know you want to watch it.
We need Prince on Sesame Street, guys.
I'm just saying.
Who? Purple Rain? Yeah, we need
Prince.
him.
I'm just saying. I don't know who authorized it either, but it was great. There it is. I just dropped the link for you, man.
Every time I think of Prince, I think of that Dave Chappelle skit. Every time.
Every time.
But he said it was a true story. He's like, he could actually play basketball.
He really did.
Okay.
All right, good people. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for the support and the encouragement, for watching the videos, liking the videos, all that kind of good jazz, and for giving your 2 cents about this, where this Rico trial and the Young Thug case is going. I really don't know where it's going to go tomorrow. I'm with Rome. There's going to probably be a ton of emotions.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of emotions tomorrow. I don't even think they're going to even get to them. If they have a plea, they have a plea, but otherwise it's going to be motion palooza.
Before we go, I'm still curious about what they're going to do about Ashley. Like,
great point. I don't know.
That time's coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, that time's. I mean, they might as well just go ahead and put him till 2025.
Basically,
if this case is still going. But I know one thing: they better not say that Martinez Arnold is a key witness. If they say he's a key witness, we riot. I'm sorry. If they say he is a key witness, we are pulling up to Pryor Street. Nobody else can be a key witness. Nobody else. Nobody. Everybody else is a minor witness at best. Nobody else, no key witnesses. So sick of that.
Thanks.
We're gonna pull up. Come on, Mom. We are going to pull up to Pryor Street. If they roll up in here talking about another key witness. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do about that. I think that's they're over a barrel in that regard. Like I said, either they're gonna move it to 2025 or they might just try to find a way to maybe not even tap them in at all.
I don't know what they're doing with this. This is just like a burning dumpster. Like we just look at it. It's basically it. I don't see any positive outcome coming from the case because of how much pushback that it's causing. So you got backed up calendars, you got You got cops being exposed to not be real experts. So now we got to worry about who they're arresting. Like, it's making me uneasy just as it continues.
Right.
We got Mr. Boys in the Hood expert teaching entire classes of officers gang training on NWA lyrics. Like, I hope they end this. I hope somebody end this. Somebody.
I agree. I totally agree. So we'll see what happens. But everybody, I want to say thank you again to everyone. Thank you to the guests, to the best live chat on the internet. Thank you to all almost 600 of y'all that were watching at one point. So thank you all to everybody that's tapped in with us. I really appreciate it. And we'll do it again probably tomorrow. We'll do it again tomorrow, everybody.
I'll be ready. See you there, chat. Check us out on Discord if you got your membership.
Oh,
check
yes,
the
please.
community board.
Absolutely. If you just if you're a new member to the channel, or if you're a member and your name is in green, go to the community page on Dear Woke Christian. The first comment is instructions on how to get to the Discord. And I'll see you over there.
All right.
Everybody have a great night. Talk to you soon, everyone. Grace and peace.
Hit that like for Dear Woke Christian. Yo, for Dear Woke Christian, smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it, just smash it. Hit that like for Dear Woke Christian. For Dear Woke Christian, smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it, just smash it. Hit that like for Dear Woke Christian.